Barrel Comedy Show. Yay! We are blessed to do this every third Tuesday of the month here at Shakers on Clark. That's 3160 North Clark. We've got Jason behind the bar. How you doing, Jason? Jason's good. He's getting people's drink. We've got $3 domestic bottles and $4 mixed drinks, and there's $4 Fireball shots in case anyone wants to buy me a shot. It's been an interesting day. I saw that Ben Carson, who has been asked why he spent $31,000 on a dining room table, his response was, "My wife." That is obviously the adult thing to do. Blame your spouse. Do we have any married people in the audience? No one is married here. Okay. So you would do the adult thing and blame yourself if you paid $31,000 for a dining room table for what is supposed to be a home office? No, I don't know. I do know that because I owned 5 cats at the time, that when I had to buy furniture, I got a couch, a convertible couch, one regular couch, one convertible couch that made into a double bed, and a loft bed for way under $2,000. But again, I was spending my own money and not taxpayers. I don't know where we're at in this. I do like the evil look that his wife gave him upon him making the announcement, and there was a small child in that same photo. Now, the wife was giving him what I like to call the Diana Ross side-eye, which is when a very intelligent, beautiful woman realizes she's better than you, and she's judging you. And then the child gave the look like, oh, mama's upset. I saw someone recommend that while he sleeps, the wife's just going to sew him into the bed sheets and beat him with a broom. I don't know. I'm not thinking that's a bad idea. I don't know. It's also Stormy Daniels apparently took a polygraph test, and she passed the polygraph test. So not only are we in flavor of love territory on how to describe honesty, it's kind of telling that the porn star with everything to lose is the one speaking the truth. Mm-hmm. They always say the porn stars will lead the way. I just thought it would be Tracy Lords. I don't know where we are with that. I was talking to a friend earlier, we were talking about shame. And I've been wondering if I've been drinking and smoking a little bit too much. And so I am putting my vodka and my other accoutrements per se someplace else, but I'm putting them in a bag that is labeled PLS Loan Store. Payday loan stores, and no, I don't use their product. I just shamefully worked for them for almost 2 years, and that's the one job I've always had a shame to admit, because they are the reverse Robin Hood. They steal from the poor to give to the rich. I guess we could call those Republicans now. But yeah, I used to work in a gay bathhouse. You would give me money and I'd give you a key and a towel and tell you to go have fun. I used to work in a porn store with booths. I'm not ashamed of those jobs. They were honest and I got a lot of quarters and tips. But PLS loan stores, what do you work? A marketing firm, a bank lending firm. Really, where do you work? People who rape society. They're just horrible people. And when there was a lot of legislation passing against them, and I had to meet the VP, they were like, oh, Thomas, don't ask those questions. How do you feel about legislation coming to them? I wanted to ask them how it felt not having a soul, but they made sure to gag me on that part. Don't you be. So this is the Bottoms of the Barrel comedy show. We're going to air this on AM 1680 Q4 Radio, Q4.org. We've got a Mikey Chip running the camera. Hopefully this will appear on YouTube. Cheers. And if not, it's just going to be on the radio show. And Mikey, I'm just going to call you out. Earlier today, a man who has worked in my mouth worked in his. Oh. There was some drilling, some deep cavity action in the canal. So yeah, we see the same dentist now. I don't know if the dentists are married or whatever. He's just like good at the like. Have you had a bad dentist? Like, have you ever had anyone who was in your mouth and you're like, I don't think this is working for me. I don't know. So, my fellow comedians, since this is going to be on the radio, and I don't know if I briefed you very well, FCC regulations. Please try not to curse. Try not to say bad words. Don't use the F word. Try not to use the S word, and never call a woman the C word. I guess that means congresswoman. I'm not really sure where we're at these days. You're going to get 8 minutes stage time. I'm going to light you at 7, and we're going to have some fun. Are we ready for some fun?
Yeah!
I'm your host. I don't know if I've introduced myself. I'm Thomas Bottoms, and as I always say, the show is a show with no budget, no future, no morals. It's okay. It's all right. We're morally bankrupt. I just feel I'm acting presidential. Can we say that? Like when you just straight up call people names and call the country's enemies to like call them up and say, "Good job, good job." We have to be put in our right place. God, will we all be Russian next week? And how does that work? We'll see what happens. Getting somewhere with this. As I always say, we're aiming low for success, which means people will come on stage and perform. We're going to film it. We're putting it on the radio. We have succeeded! Yes! Yes! We're going to bring up our first comedian. I believe I've met him multiple times, and either way, he didn't want my business card. Give a round of applause for Brendan Murphy!
Thomas Bottoms, a man whose business card is taped to my ceiling above the bed. Let's hear it for Very festive business card. How are y'all doing? Yay! That tepid enthusiasm is why I got in the business in the first place, so we're off to a good start. Anyone heard of this website, 23andMe? Yeah. Okay, for those of you who haven't, which is most of you apparently, the way this website works is you will sign up and they will send you a DNA sample kit. And what you do is you take a hair, you swab your mouth, you put it back in, you send the specimen in, and then 6 to 8 weeks later, they will be able to map your lineage using that DNA. They'll be able to tell your ancestry pretty much completely in 6 to 8 weeks. And there's the second part. 5 years later, they frame you for a crime. So it's a win-lose situation. It's cost prohibitive. It's $450 now to do the basic package.
Oh.
I know that seems expensive. As we said, no budget, no morals. We're on track for that. But $450 it makes it cost prohibitive for people like us. I work with a gentleman who's in the same tax bracket as me, and he was thinking about doing this website 23andMe, and I told him that rather than him paying them $450. He could pay me $10 and I could map his lineage, and I didn't even need a specimen sample. Here's what I had to do. I said, "Tell me what your mother's heritage is," and he told me she is Northwest Side Polish. I said, "Tell me what your father's heritage is," and he said, "South Side Irish." "Give me $10," and he gave me $10. I said, "That makes you Naperville racist." One plays really well in Montreal. I don't entirely get the point of knowing where you came from. How does it affect your life? Now, if you're like me, if you're a white European guy, your upside in that proposition is pretty low. The win is that you lost. The win is that you got driven away. The loss is that you drove other people away and came here under auspicious circumstances. I thought that would be funnier. Sorry, radio. I don't know. When you hear that your family was something cool, does it make your life any better now? If your grandfather's grandfather was a Viking, does it make you any better of a barista? The Norse god of cappuccino. No, forget that. Who's the head of the FCC? I'll write him a personal letter of apology. Some people know. I recently had I lived with my girlfriend. It might not be a win. It depends on your vantage point. We're presently in a weight loss challenge. The way it works is it's incentivized. My incentive is if I lose 10 pounds, she'll wear a sexy outfit when we make love. So I'm hitting the treadmill. Her incentive is if she loses 10 pounds, she'll leave me for a better man. So I'm hitting the treadmill. Living with someone is weird. You realize you have different priorities. She's clean and I'm sloppy. I call it artistic. But her cleanliness and my slovenliness tends to manifest itself in the kitchen. She treats cleaning the kitchen like Michael Phelps treats the Olympics. She puts in maximum effort for maximum results. I treat cleaning the kitchen like Michael Phelps treats every other obligation in his life. By smoking weed and not doing it. It's very topical. You're welcome. We recently had the best moment in the history of our relationship, not to brag. It was this past Sunday at about 10:45 in the morning. We were walking down the street, and I would like to talk about blinds for a minute. Blinds are a team effort, right? They all need to be in lockstep. It's like the phalanx. If one blind is derelicting its duty, the whole enterprise is shot. And on this Sunday morning, 2 blinds, maybe about 10 of them, were on their lunch break. And that allowed my girlfriend to peer through the window of a basement apartment and see down there. And when she saw down there, she pointed down and she said, "That guy is going to town on his dick." It's a weird thing to hear at 10:45 on a Sunday morning. It's also weird to know that after 3 years of lazy innuendo and thousands of just brazen farts that I had finally rubbed off on her. That's a weird way to find out that she absorbed all of that, both literatively and figuratively. And then I was faced with this dilemma. Do you look? Do you look? I mean, we don't even exactly know what going to town on his dick is. Anyone, would you look?
Yes.
Okay, I've generally gotten that. We voted in favor of that proposition on this election day, and I did look. And here's what I saw when I looked down. I saw an erect member under the sheath of terry cloth. He was wearing a bathrobe, so it was still sheathed, and it was as though I was like watching an only child play tetherball. You know, just batting it back and forth. No one was winning, I guess is the point. If you're going to masturbate that badly, you owe it to yourself to close the blinds. I think we can do that. I'm 33. Someone recently told me this is my Jesus year. It's a weird thing to hear. Now I no longer trust my 12 best friends. Calling this my Jesus year is like calling my flight from O'Hare to Dallas Fort Worth my JFK destination. And you get there and Hertz only has convertibles and you're starting to feel like it's destiny. I don't know about Jesus. I hope he comes back. I do. But I want him to come back under a couple conditions. And the first condition is that he comes back as what he is, a 2,100-year-old Jew. Essentially Mel Brooks. And my second condition is that he comes back to where his followers are most fervent. A Golden Corral in Edmond, Oklahoma. Walks in. Good steak. Good budget steak. Walks in and turns some fish fillet into... I screwed that up. I will get out of here on this. I was recently bullied by a 77-year-old man. Some of you might call him an asshole. I call him Grandpa. He knows my pain points. He came up to me and he said, "Hey, big fella, how much do you weigh?" And then he slapped me on the back. Well, that's an insult followed by an assault, so we're off to a rough start there. And I know how to deal with bullies. I've encountered them a time or two, and my methodology is simply by ignoring them. And he took the social cue and started guessing. His first guess for how much I weigh. 190 pounds. I think we all can agree that's comically low. Especially all you folks on the radio. We all can agree that that's a comically low number. His second guess for how much I weigh. 330 pounds. His Is this just sad, not funny? Okay. My name is Brendan Murphy, and I guess this has been my real life. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yay! Brendan Murphy, everybody! Brendan, whenever I have been forced to play that game, like, oh, how old are you? And I'm always like, guess. And they're like, 27. I'm like, yes. Yes, that is completely correct. I am 27. And then when I have to play, guess how old I am? I'm always like someone like you who's 33, I would be like 85. And they'd be like, no, I'm younger than that. Really? Really? Huh. Oh, he's not 85, everybody. That's why people don't ask me their age anymore. Our next comedian, I feel bad. I kind of did a Showgirls meeting when Nomi Malone meets Andrew Carver. And she's like, oh, hi, Andrew Carver. And he's like, hey, Nomi, I like your ass. But unlike Nomi Malone, I didn't go, oh, here's my best friend, take her. Unfortunately, this gentleman has a profile picture that he's shirtless. And when I speak of this, I am actually, my moral indignation is jealousy with a halo. I am the person that they're like, oh, Thomas, you're going to the beach. Are you going to wear sunblock? And when I speak of this, SPF 75 is where I start. I'm going to wear my fat man shirt even at an indoor pool. I am going to wear my swim trunks that go below the knee. And then I'm going to carry my umbrella. I'm going to wear my. So whenever someone says, "Do you tan?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, all the time. I get great results." I am going to wear my swim trunks that go below. Our next comedian, I'm excited to see him, Al Spencer. So whenever someone says, "Do you tan?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, all the time. I get great results."
Yeah, I am shirtless.
Our next comedian, I'm excited to see him, Al Spencer.
Yeah, I got some hairy nipples. Call them my hairiolas.
Oh.
Yeah, remember Watergate? Yeah, they're pretty rough on Nixon, right?
Call them my.
They were really going to town on it.
Yeah, remember Watergate? They're pretty rough on Nixon, right?
St. Patty's Day was this weekend. You guys partied? Yeah, the wall kind of got done,
Not a comment on it.
I had a real wild time. I had on my weed.
St. Patty's Day was this weekend.
Yeah, and my penis.
Yeah, the wall kind of got done.
Yeah.
I had a real wild time. I died on my weed cream.
Porn's kind of weird.
Lead paint.
Yeah. Relatable.
I got a pencil. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's kind of weird in porn that people have the same names.
Porn's kind of
similar
weird.
names as someone you know.
Right?
I was watching this video the other day. And
relatable,
was like,
but weird.
Oh, Daddy.
I think it's kind of weird in porn when
I was like, hey, that's my father's name.
Similar names as someone you know. I was watching this video the other day, and this girl was like, "Oh, Daddy,
also,
oh,
you know, I
Daddy."
think it's kind of weird after concerts.
I was like, "Hey, that's my father's
rock
name."
stars go out and they sign a lot of
Oh,
boobs.
Daddy.
Does that mean
No,
porn
no.
stars go sign a lot of guitars?
And also, you know, I think it's kind of weird after
Shoes?
concerts. You know, rock stars go out and they sign a lot of boobs.
I don't
Does that mean porn stars go sign a lot of guitars?
Oh, what else? What else? I
After
keep losing my
shoots?
lighters underneath my bed.
Maybe some CDs.
I've got to stop smoking weed down there.
But
I like sleeping
what
down
else?
there too.
what else? I keep losing my lighters underneath my bed.
But now, does that make me
I've
a
got to stop
monster?
smoking weed down there.
Maybe to
I
the
like
6-year-old
sleeping down
right
there, too.
above me? I don't know.
But now, does that make me a
Sometimes it's hard to sleep at
monster?
night though with this kid just shouting. Mom, Dad, there's someone under my
The
bed.
6-year-old right above me?
And he smells.
I don't know.
What can I say? You know,
Sometimes it's hard to
smoking
sleep
weed.
at night though with this kid just shouting the whole night.
But,
Mom,
it
Dad, there's
definitely
someone
makes you
under
way
my
too
bed.
paranoid, for sure. Like I was in the middle of a
And he
hole
smells.
just yesterday. Like,
What can I say? You know, I love smoking weed.
And she's dead.
But
Yeah, I think it was because I was smoking that dead grandma visits.
I was in the middle of the and my grandma started
Gotta
calling.
chill out, just get back to, hey, was that
And
a
she's
knock?
dead? Yeah, I think it was because I was smoking that dead grandma
miss my
visits OG.
She used to make the sickest brownies.
Gotta chill out, just get back.
And her deathbed.
Yeah, I really miss my
Right
grandma,
up until
though.
it was
You know,
a
she used to make the sickest brownies.
I like to deliver
In her bed, right up until
I feel like in the last 10 years, I've seen more Spider-Man movies than actual
I
spiders.
like to deliver that one.
I'm just starting to miss the old house spider.
Okay.
Aren't you? Just crawling around.
I feel like in the last
Their
10 years,
eggs, you know,
I've
just
seen
doing
more
their thing.
Spider-Man movies than actual spiders.
Whatever a spider can.
I
miss that.
spider.
I'm like looking under my
Aren't you?
blankets,
Just crawling
the bathroom. Where are you
Laying
guys?
their eggs, you know, just
Behind
doing
the
their
fridge.
thing.
And in between
Doing
the wall and
whatever a
fridge,
spider
there's just a
can.
copy of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I miss that. You know, I'm like looking under my blankets.
Come on, you know, my apartment's
bathroom.
infested
Where
with
are you
Spider-Man
guys?
movies.
You know, behind the fridge. And
I
in
love
between the
scary
wall and
movies,
fridge,
though. You guys
there's
like
just a
this
copy
genre
of
movie?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
Come on, you know, my apartment's infested with Spider-Man
about
movies.
the movie Psycho while I was in the shower today.
I love scary movies, though. You guys like this genre of movies?
That was a fun
Yeah, I love scary
hotel.
movies. I thought of a joke about the
well,
movie
scary movies, well,
Psycho
except for the ones
while I
about
was in the shower
werewolves.
today.
Because
Getting
one
stabbed.
actually killed me. He had a heart attack during the Wolfman. Yeah. Then my grandma had her soul sucked out by an ancient pharaoh.
Because one actually killed
So I'm not
my
fond of mummy movies either.
He had a heart attack during the Wolfman. Yeah. Then my grandma had her soul sucked out by an ancient
Ice
pharaoh.
cream.
So I'm not fond of mummy movies.
Yeah, some things make me go insane, you know? Like sometimes I'll end up in the back alley and I'll scoop out the insides of a Ben and Jerry's employee.
Ice cream.
It's
Yeah,
missing
that's what makes
flavors.
me go insane. You know?
Like
Sometimes I'll end up in the
Busta
back alley,
the inside
scooping out the
scoop,
insides of a Ben and
or
Jerry's
even
employee.
eat your heart out. One of my personal favorites now. Father of three.
Kind of like Busta. The inside scoop.
Yeah, that one's hard to get your hands
Or
on.
even
It's
eat your
been,
heart
I've
out.
been missing for a while now
Ooh,
too.
or one of my personal favorites now.
Tonight,
of
no,
three.
that's my favorite flavor. Hands down. Yeah.
That one's hard to get your hands on. It's gonna be missing for a
All
while.
right. Tonight dough.
Uh,
You're on the tonight dough.
Tonight, though, that's my
This,
favorite flavor.
genre
Hands
of ice
down.
cream.
Come in, join
Yeah,
us.
it's so delicious, right? Just maybe too delicious of an
All
ice
right.
cream for the
Tonight
quality of
dough.
Jimmy Fallon
We're
show.
on the Tonight Dough. Genre of ice cream.
When I think the tonight dough, I feel
So
like it should
delicious,
consist
right?
of
Just maybe too
old-fashioned
delicious
vanilla
of an ice
and
cream
a bunch of
for the
walnuts.
quality of Jimmy Fallon's
You
show.
know, all still in the shells,
I think the Tonight
and a low banana peel at the bottom.
Because
that's comedy.
Vanilla and a bunch of walnuts.
Or maybe just a
No,
pint full of
3/4
feces.
walnuts. All still in the
That'd
shells.
probably do it.
And a lone
Yeah,
banana.
I don't know.
peel at
It's
the
the only one
bottom.
of the ice cream names
That's
that's half baked.
Or maybe just a pint full of feces.
I wish I was a
That'd
better
probably
cook.
do it.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
I'd be
I don't know.
better
It's the only one of the ice cream names that's
No, I'm not as bad as
half
Jeffrey
baked.
Dahmer. I just need more kitchen space.
Going in there.
You know,
Wish I was
some
a
extra
better
room
cook.
for preparation.
I'd be better with the
Like right now, I
ladies.
could just cut up in my
I know I'm
kitchen.
not as bad
I
as
just cut up a
Jeffrey Dahmer.
6-year-old foot.
I just need more kitchen
Maybe
space.
7.
You know?
I don't want to push it.
Some extra room for preparation. Like right now, I could
You
just
need the
cut
kitchen
up
space
my
for those
kitchen.
more
I could just
elaborate
cut up a
meals.
6-year-old foot.
I know I definitely couldn't.
Maybe
do one,
7.
Where the kid has the apple.
I don't want to push it. Get some kind of cross
Gotta flip the page.
You need the kitchen space for those more elaborate
Baby back
meals.
ribs.
I know I definitely couldn't do the one
I probably
where
won't
the kid has the
have
apple
many
in his
ladies
mouth.
talking about cutting the kids out.
Gotta flip the page.
Who knows? You know, maybe someday I'll
Baby back
similar
ribs.
taste.
I
Then we'll have some
won't
kids.
pick up any ladies talking
Yeah, the
about
log
cutting their kids
countertop.
either.
violin and everything.
Who knows? You know,
Yeah,
maybe
have me a
someday
few kids.
I'll meet somebody with similar
Breakfast.
taste. And then we'll have some
Finally have me a
kids.
real kids cuisine. Thank you
Yeah,
guys
long
very much.
countertop. Gonna have a few kids.
Al Spencer, everybody, give him a round of applause. Yes.
Finally have me a real kid
He's
cuisine.
seen more
Thank you guys very
Spider-Man
much.
than spiders. I'm a comic book geek, but oddly, I don't like Spider-Man. I like Spider-Woman.
Everybody, give him a round of applause.
Yeah, Spider-Man fought like the Green Goblin and the Sandman, who were all basic criminals robbing places. Spider-Woman fought the Needle,
I like Spider-Woman.
who was a man who
Spider-Man fought like the
prowled
Green Goblin,
Los Angeles alleys
who were all
and would
basic
sew
criminals
people's
robbing
lips together.
places. Spider-Woman.
She also fought the Wax Man,
who
that told the age-old story of girl meets boy, boy can't control himself, girl ends up covered in goo. I am so not joking. Spider-Woman 18, check it out. Our next comedian, he's worth checking out. I love his shirt,
control himself.
and
Girl ends up.
I apologize for assuming you didn't wash your hair. Give a round of applause for Trevor Gerdonson.
Our next comedian, he's worth checking out. I love his shirt,
It is a safe assumption.
I apologize for assuming you didn't wash your hair.
I
Give
saw
a
an
round of
article
applause for Trevor
that a girl, this
Gerdonson.
22-year-old girl was eaten alive by her pit bulls. And it sounds really sad. And a lot of people use that as an excuse to go, see, that's why
I
people
saw an
should be
article
allowed to have pit bulls. That's
that a
the
girl,
exact
a
reason
22-year-old
why.
girl was eaten alive by her
That's why
pit
she
bull.
shouldn't be allowed to have a pit bull.
And it sounds really
You
sad.
gotta have an animal that's
And a lot of
appropriate
people
for it.
use
You
that
gotta
as an
choose
excuse
to
to
have a
go,
cat.
that's why
That way
people
if the
should
shit
be
goes
allowed to have
down,
pit bulls. That's the exact
Probably
reason
get
why.
out of there.
I'm like, well, that's why she should be
But they had
allowed.
earlier last month, this guy in Maine was taking his dog for a walk,
appropriate for
and
it.
a
I
bear
gotta
attacked his
cat.
dog, so he punched the
That way
bear
the
and he
shit goes
kicked it, and
down.
the bear ran away.
Probably get out of
That
there.
guy can own a pit bull.
But they had
They may even
earlier
own
last
that bear.
month, this guy in Maine was taking his dog for a walk, and a bear attacked
There's
his
a lot
dog.
of bad
punched
advice
the
out
bear,
there.
kicked it, and the bear
Especially when you're
ran
in like
away.
long-term
That
relationships,
guy's
everyone
not
just tells you
simple.
like you want to keep your relationship going, you
You
gotta
may even
spice
own that
things up in
bear.
the bedroom, right? And so my girlfriend and I would be
There's
together.
a lot of bad advice out
So
there.
we went to a sex shop.
Especially when you're in like a
a
long-term
sex swing.
relationship, everyone always tells you
You know,
like
it's
you
how
want to keep
expensive
your
sex
relationship
swings
going,
were.
you
We're like,
gotta
how about a
spice
door
things up in
swing?
the bedroom, right?
For amateurs, and stake the
My girlfriend and I would be together. Why was that? Let's give that a shot. So we went to a sex
So
shop,
if anyone
go
here has
get
ever
a
had
sex
sex
swing.
with, if have not had
It
sex
was
with
how
doors, swing
expensive
here's
sex
basically
swings
how
were.
it
We're like,
works.
how about a
You
door
take all the
swing?
bondage gear out,
For amateurs,
on the
let's take
person.
financial responsible
you
right
hang
on
the
this
person
one.
on the door,
So if anyone
you
here
stare at
has
each other
ever had sex
uncomfortably,
with, have not
take
had
them
sex
off
with
the
doors,
door,
here's
and then you have
basically
sex
how
in
it
the
works.
bed.
You take all the bondage gear off, you put it on the person,
That's how you have sex with
you
door
hang the
swing.
person on a door,
I see with like
stare at
Netflix
each
and
other
all these people talking about
uncomfortably.
serial killers, like that's
You
the
take
big
them
thing.
off
They
the
do a
door,
lot of
and you have
podcasts
sex
stuff
in
out
the
there
bed.
about 'em. And I like this one article they're talking about how you can try and profile a serial killer, like if you're out and about that
I see
way.
like Netflix and all these people talking about serial killers, like that's the big thing. There's a lot of podcasts and stuff out there about
And
them.
the person, one of the most
I
common
like
traits
this
of
one
all serial
article
killers
talking about how
have
you can try and
is that they have
profile a
substance
serial killer.
abuse
Like if you're out and about that way, you know, you're not.
And I always thought the most common trait among serial killers is that they were murderers.
And the person, one of the most common traits that all serial killers
Substance abuse,
have
that's just a musician.
is that they have
At that
substance
point.
abuse problems.
It's an unfair
Right?
stereotype.
And I always thought the most common trait among serial
I,
killers was that they were
I think
murderers.
so. I think so. Dieting's really big. You get all the pop-ups. One of my favorite ones that keeps popping up when, like, when I'm online. It says, lose weight without exercising.
There's a lot of
Changing
things
your
about
diet.
dieting.
Two
Dieting's really
simple
big.
words. Like, unless those two
You get all
simple
the
words
pop-ups.
are
One of my
crystal
favorite ones that
meth.
keeps popping up in, like when I'm
Not sure these
online. It
gonna work.
says lose
But I
weight
think about
without
diet.
exercising
Basically,
or changing your
cocaine
diet.
all day
Use
long.
two simple words.
and I drink a
Like,
liter of
most
vodka
of
to
those
go
two
to
simple
sleep.
words are crystal
I
meth.
call it the Rocket Man.
I'm not sure anything
That's what
that
Elton
works.
John did in the 70s.
But I do have my
He was
own
very
diet.
thin.
It's basically cocaine all day long.
Thinking thin over here.
And I drink a liter of vodka to go to sleep.
In the 90s, you know,
I call
I
it
miss
the Rocket
music
Man.
from the 90s. I don't really.
That's what Elton John
there's
did in
no
the
new bands
70s
I've
when
been
he
able to
was
get
very
into.
thin.
I miss new music, and I think part of the reason why is that
Thin over
there's
here.
always such great music in the 90s.
In
was
the
because
90s,
in the
you know, I
80s,
miss music
and all
from
the kids
'90s.
that were
I don't
buying
really,
music in the
like,
90s were
there's
growing
been
up.
bands I've been able to get into.
Parents would just let any
I miss new
stranger
music.
watch
I
them
think part of the
babysit
reason
them
why
when they
is
were
that
kids, right?
there's always such great
Like
music
20
in the
bucks and a
90s
pizza.
was because in
Watch
the
someone's
80s
kids
But all the
So
kids that were
most of us
buying
kids in
into
the 80s were
growing
molested
up,
by our babysitters.
parents would let any stranger watch them babysit
Which
them
made
when
us
they were kids,
sad.
right? It's like $20 in a pizza.
So when bands like Nirvana and Nine Inch Nails came out, we were
So
eating
most
it
of those
up.
kids in the 80s were molested by our babysitters.
That's why I think we should start molesting more kids, maybe. Oh, my music to rock
came
again.
out, we were
When I was in first grade, my favorite band was Guns N' Roses.
I think we should start
If
molesting
you're
more
wondering, our
kids.
Axl Rose and Slash were albums for a first grader. Who they are not. But they were mine, so I wanted to be a guitar player when I was a little kid. So that's my mom, if I get a guitar, so I'll tell you what, Trevor, I'll buy you a guitar.
And
Give
if
you
you're wondering, our
dedication
Axl Rose
to
and
an
Slash
instrument
good
for
role models
school.
for a first grader. No, they
So
are
at
not.
my school, all we had was
They
Bane.
were mine, so I wanted to be a
So I
guitar
could play
player when
the
I was a little
baritone.
kid. So that's my mom, if I get a
It's
guitar,
a
so I'll
terrible
tell
thing
you what,
to do.
Trevor, I'll buy
Child
you a
wants to be a
guitar.
rock star.
Right? Show dedication to
There are
an
no cool
instrument.
baritone players to look up to.
So
Like, I
at my
remember
school, all we had
Rolling
was
Stones
bands.
on their 76 tour
So I
was
ended
a
up playing the
baritone player went to
baritone.
rehab.
Which is a terrible thing to do to a child who wants to be a rock
You see
star.
a baritone player getting arrested, it's because
There are no
he's
cool
urinating
baritone
outside of
players to look up to.
VFW.
Like I remember Rolling Stones canceled their 76 tour because their baritone player went to
The guy
rehab.
came up to me after. He's like, yeah, I know what you mean. He's like, I was a
You see a
baritone player in my
baritone player
school,
getting arrested?
and the tuba player was
Urinating
popular
outside
kid. He got all the
VFWs.
girls. What school is that? Like, I wish I could have gone to
The guy
that
came up to
school.
me,
Like,
he
see
was
the
like,
tuba
yeah, I know
player
what you mean.
walking
I
down
was
the
like,
hallway
I was a
with a bunch of
baritone player in my
girls
school,
on it, you
and
know?
the tuba player was he got all the girls.
Nice
But
game-winning
what school is
throw,
that?
nerd.
Like, I wish I could have gone to that school. Like, see the tuba player walking down the hallway with a bunch of band girls on it. You know, see the stars like, hey,
18. Porky's movie.
nice game-winning throw,
Tuba
nerd.
players gone crazy. Alright. But yeah, so I got picked on a lot when I was a
That'd
kid.
be new. That'd be a
Probably not too
2018
surprising. I remember I got told at one point, the principal called me down to his office, and they brought me in there, and like, Trevor, you know, the reason I brought you in here
But yeah,
is because we know the kids are beating you up a lot because they are doing it in
probably
front
not
of
too
the
surprising.
faculty.
I remember I got told
That was our red flag.
Trevor, you know,
And he's like, you know, the reason we're concerned is that they're beating you up
because
because
we
you're
know
gay.
the
And
kids
I
are
said,
beating you
"Oh,
up a lot
actually,
because they are
not beating
doing
me
it
up
in front
because
of the
I'm gay. They're
faculty.
beating me up because I'm gay." He said, that's a relief. Oh, we had a hate crime on our hands. Turns out just boys will be boys crime.
They're not beating me up because I'm gay. They beat me up because they think I'm gay. He said,
I
that's a
don't have any
relief.
kids.
So
one of the
we had
main
hate
reasons
crime on our
is
hands.
I don't have any kids. I don't really want to have kids. I guess it's the main one. But also, it's like, if you have kids, you got to teach them morals and values and things like that.
I don't have any kids.
I don't go. I talk to strangers.
I think one of the main reasons is
But I've also
the,
bought them drugs
I don't have
off
any kids.
them.
I don't really want
The first two rules
to
of dare out
teach
the
morals
window.
and values and things like that. And,
I actually don't do
not only
drugs
do I talk
anymore,
to
and I think it's
strangers,
entertainment. Whenever people find
but
out you
I've
don't
also
do drugs,
bought
they
drugs
always
off
think there's some
them.
hard story. There's a reason why. Trevor, what's the worst thing you ever did for drugs? You can tell me what's the worst thing you ever did for drugs.
So I actually don't do drugs
Grossly
anymore, and I think it's
overpaid.
entertainment. Whenever people find out you don't do drugs, story is the reason why, like, here, rock bottom. So I was like, Trevor, what's
My
the
brother
worst
has
thing you
3
ever
kids,
did for
which is
drugs?
really great.
Tell me what's
And
the worst
it was
thing you
cool
ever
being
did
the
for
uncle.
drugs?
I used to babysit them when they were
Grossly
little.
overpaid.
Without the molestation. I was a trustworthy person. Worst thing I do is fall asleep during the 18th time watching The Lion King. But no, like the stories right there at the end of the night.
babysit them when they were
Their
little.
favorite book was called The
Without the
Lemon Condition.
molestation.
I don't know if anyone's heard that. This is the story of a young little Lemmy that's traveling out west with his
fall
family.
asleep during the 18th
At one point, he gets a
time
bad
watching
feeling.
Lion
He
King.
asks his dad, "Hey, Dad,
But no,
why are
like
you
that
coming
story's
out
written
west?"
at the end of the night.
You know, it's not
Their
the
favorite
lemons.
book is called The
That's
Lemon
just what we
Condition.
do.
I don't know
So
if
they
anyone's
just
heard that. It's
continue
the
out
story of a young
west,
little
and
Lemmy
then
that's
again,
traveling
he
out
gets
west
another
with his
bad
family.
feeling. So he
At one
decides
point,
not
he gets
to
a bad
follow him.
feeling. He asks his dad, "Hey,
And then he
Dad, why
watches
are we
all his
traveling out
friends and
west?
family
Why
walk
are
off
we
a cliff
going
and
to
drown."
Runnings? That's just what
Now,
we
this is a
do."
kid's book.
So
it's supposed to teach you
continue out
morals and
west,
values.
And then again, he gets
I
another
was trying to
bad
think of what that
feeling.
would be for this
So he
particular
decides not to
story.
follow him.
I was like,
And
well, I
then he
guess if you're
watches
a
all his friends and
conformist,
family walk off the cliff
you
and
will walk
drown.
off the cliff and drown.
Now this is a kid's
But if
book.
you're a
So it's supposed
nonconformist,
to teach you morals
you
and
will watch
values.
everyone you love
I was
walk
trying
off
to think
the
of what that
cliff
would
and
be.
Trevor Gerdonson, everybody, give him a round of applause. Now, Trevor, you mentioned the movie Porky's. Unbeknownst to you, for us young gay youths who were born in 1982 and had to watch that movie at slumber parties when we were 7, you mentioned the movie Porky's. Though, unbeknownst to you, I need to aim a little bit higher than 35. Is that are we? That's where we're at. I don't even pass for 35. Yeah, us gay men, we loved with being invited to the slumber parties to watch Porky's, because there's a long scene where Webster's mama plays a prostitute. You don't even know what the show Webster is. It's okay. And all the boys kind of sit on the bench wearing nothing but their smile. Yeah, like gays, we love that movie. And Meat did not live up to his name. And Pee-wee deserved a little bit more respect. Now, I don't know if our next comedian, if she ever watched those movies. I believe she watches something of higher caliber. She probably watches The English Patient because she feels all old rich British people need to burn. But she is part of AK Production Comedy Kills. They do a once-a-month show right here at Shakers 3160. She'll tell you what the next date is. Give a round of applause for Kate Cullan!
Get up, Tommy Bottoms, everybody! Yeah! By the way, the next show is April 20th. That's right, 4/20. That's our next show. It is also going to be a benefit for Youth Connections Charter School, so we're pretty excited about that. But enough about that. Just kind of think, I was listening to Brendan's joke about 23andMe. He was talking about that, and I had lunch with my nephew this weekend.
But enough about that.
They always have your ancestry of those 23andMe things.
I was listening to Brendan's joke about 23andMe.
Our ancestry would probably come back as just crumbs.
I had lunch with my nephew
because our people like to eat.
And they always have their ancestry.
And actually, I'm Irish with a name like Mary Kathleen.
Our ancestry would probably come back as just
really, I'm just a quarter Irish, and
because our people like to eat.
Czech and
that's what we decided.
And
Irish actually, I'm Irish with a name like Mary Kathleen Cullan.
And St. Patty's
Okay, really, I'm just a quarter
Irish. And we were talking about how Irish songs are so depressing.
Irish songs.
That song "Alone Again" naturally is such a happy song, but the lyrics are just.
And we were talking about how Irish songs are so depressing.
My wrists down the road, not across the street. Let's all slit our wrists. It's like okay. Ireland is such a happy place, you know it.
I think I'll slip my wrist.
And I'll tell you what, see, Irish food sucks. Like corned beef and cabbage. The Mexicans get enchiladas.
Yeah, Ireland is such a happy place.
You know, pad thai. The Italians get gnocchi and pasta. No, we get corned beef and cabbage. That's why Irish people are so drunk on Jameson. Okay. In fact, speaking of that, you know, we actually had we had one of those potlucks.
We get corned beef.
You know, my job is so wonderful. Like, I don't have a 401k, but we have a football pool, so you know I'm going for my future with that.
Speaking of that, you know, we actually
and I didn't get very well this year, so I guess I'm not retiring.
You know, my job is so wonderful. I don't have a 401k, but
we had like an ethnic potluck. You're supposed to, you know, you had a Mexican guy bring tamales.
And I didn't bet very well this year, so I guess I'm not
retiring. South side bringing soul food. I was gonna bring you know, a bottle of JMO and some Catholic guilt.
You know, we had Mexican.
They told me to just bring some napkins.
Girls from the south side bringing soul food. I was gonna bring, you know,
if you haven't noticed, you guys, I am suffering from bulimia. I have bulimia and I have ADHD.
Forks and stuff
so I binge eat, but then I get
if you haven't noticed, you guys, I am suffering from bulimia.
I forget to.
I have bulimia and
puke.
I have ADHD.
Yeah, I forget to puke.
But
if it wasn't for squirrels and like cupcakes got started, I'd be a size 2, you guys. I would. I'm a size 2 X.
Yeah, I forget to puke.
Exactly. I love food. In fact, they will never let me in LA because my tits are real and I don't have thigh gap. No movie career for this girl, no. And
in fact, they will never.
The other day, I had thigh gap so bad. I was actually walking to Sarah's open mic over here, and my thigh gap was so bad I could barely walk in the door. Like I had chub rub, you know, like when it all rubs together.
I had thigh gap so bad.
It's awful. I'm walking, barely walking. People are looking at me like I just got some really good, you know, sausage. And and it's no, I had some really good sausage pizza. A lot of it.
I just got some really good.
Oh my god, I was in so much pain. And the thing is now I can't give the real sausage for a while because, somebody tries to do their thing and my legs are all rashy up there. It's like, no, it's not the herb, it's chub rub. I'm telling you, speaking of which, Mrs. O'Leary's cow did not start the Great Chicago Fire.
No, it's not
The Great Chicago Fire was started by chub rub. Because Mrs. O'Leary liked old style and deep dish, okay? She was a Chicago girl, okay?
The Great Chicago Fire.
So she had chub rub, and she would rub her thighs together, and things just got hotter and hotter until
Mrs. O'Leary liked old style and deep dish, okay? She was a Chicago girl, okay?
That's some hot pussy.
So she would rub her thighs together, and things just got hotter and hotter.
You know what? I wish I had some hot pussy right now.
Chicago was burnt to the
It's
ground.
been a while for me.
That's some hot pussy.
That's my
But one thing I learned about the whole losing weight. See, I don't have sex. The only 3 ways I'm having these days are with Ben and Jerry. So yeah, I've learned that if you put kale in
one thing I
anything,
learned
it's
about
okay.
the whole losing weight. See, I don't have sex.
Kale
The only 3 ways I'm having these days are with Ben and Jerry.
Kale and cornflakes, just do it up. My personal favorite is kale with an order of fries. Chocolate syrup, a couple of shots of Jameson, and some cigarette butts.
Kale and cornflakes.
Yes, I'm sober, but my Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor says it's okay because it's
fries.
Okay.
Chocolate syrup, a couple of shots of
does
Jameson
all
and
of
some
the other
cigarette
stuff.
butts.
I'm facing my fear these
Yes,
days,
I'm
you guys.
sober, but my Alcoholics
I'm
Anonymous
afraid of
sponsor says
accordions.
it's okay because it's kale. Okay.
I am very afraid of accordions.
Totally does all of the other
Most
stuff.
of you afraid
I'm
of
facing
getting
my
in front
fear
of
these
people.
days, you guys.
You guys don't
I'm afraid
scare
of
me, but you
accordions.
would if y'all were playing the accordion.
I'm very afraid.
I'm not afraid of the zombie
Most of you
apocalypse.
afraid of getting in
But I
front
am
of
afraid
people.
of the zombie Oktoberfest.
You guys don't scare me, but you would if y'all were playing the
I'm
accordion.
not afraid of movies, but Lawrence
I'm not afraid of the
That's some scary
but
stuff.
I am afraid of the zombie October.
I'm not afraid of being jumped and gang raped by a
I'm
gang
not
in
afraid
the back
of horror
alley.
movies, but Lawrence
I don't care if they rape me, but just as long as nobody's playing the accordion while it happens, I'm fine.
I'm not
You know?
afraid of being jumped and
That's
gang
what
raped by a gang in the back
I'm not
alley.
afraid of being stood up
I don't care
at
if
my
they rape me,
wedding
but just as long as
by
nobody's
my
playing the
groom,
accordion.
but
while
I am
it
afraid
happens, I'm
that
fine.
he'll send an
You know?
accordion player to dump me.
That's what I'm not afraid of being
I'm not
stood
afraid
up
of Donald
at my
Trump
wedding,
and Kim
by my
Jong-un starting
groom,
World War
but
III.
I am afraid that
I'm
we'll send
afraid
an
that they will
accordion
get
player
together
to
and
dump
form
me.
a polka band. And that we will all have
I'm
to
not
dance.
afraid of Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un
I'm not afraid of
starting World
growing
War
old
III.
alone with my
I'm
cat
afraid that they will
and
get together
dying
and form a polka
and
band,
having nobody find me.
and that we will all have.
But I am afraid that my cat will learn to play the accordion,
I'm not afraid of growing old alone with my
and then I'll
cat
have to kill
and
myself.
dying.
Yeah. I'm gonna end up on this, you guys.
But I am
Speaking of
afraid that
killing
my cat will
myself,
learn to
my
play the
family
accordion.
wishes I was dead. So, because we've had a lot of people die lately,
And then I'll have to
and
kill
one more
myself.
funeral and we get a free one at Bates Gold.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna end up on this, you
Trying
guys.
to
Speaking of killing
speed up.
myself, my
so
family wishes I was
last year
dead.
for Christmas, my sister
So,
got me
because we've had a lot of
wine,
people die
wine
lately,
glasses,
and one
and
more
the Black
funeral, we
Swan
get a
on
free one at
DVD.
Bates Gold, so.
We just add the razor blade and sleeping pills, and you've got your own do-it-yourself suicide
last
kit.
year for Christmas, my sister got me
Now,
a
for my
bottle of
birthday,
wine,
my other
some wine
sister got
glasses,
me
and the Black
carbon
Swan on
monoxide
DVD. Just add a razor blade and the
They're
sleeping
out
pills,
there.
and
They
you've got your
call
own
it
do-it-yourself
brown sugar
suicide
put in
kit.
my eye.
Now
That's
for my birthday, my other
Carbon
sister
monoxide,
got me
my
a
carbon
carbon
monoxide
monoxide scented
meter
Yankee
thingy went
candle.
poof. And after Trump
They're
got
out
elected,
there.
you guys, I was really
Brown
sad,
sugar pudding my
and I
eye. That's
decided to light my carbon
carbon
monoxide.
monoxide. My carbon monoxide meter thingy
And
went
so
poof.
I brought it into the bathroom.
And after
closed
Trump
all
got
the
elected, you
windows
guys, I
and
was
doors,
really
trying to
sad.
get my scent.
And
Because my
I
sister's note said, "I love
decided
you,"
to
and
light
this
my
is when
carbon
we want to
monoxide
get
scented
away from
candle.
it all. So I
And so I brought it
drove
into the
the water,
bathroom,
took
you know,
off my clothes,
closed
and
all
looked
the
in the mirror,
windows
and
and
I said,
doors,
"Kate."
you know, trying to get my scent. Because my sister's note said, I love you, and this is for when you want to get away from it.
Not before I use it.
So I, you know, closed the door, took off my clothes, and looked in the
Because
mirror, and I said,
EMTs are hot, you guys, and when they find my hot naked body in that bathtub, I want want them to at least consider.
Not before I lose at least 50.
Yay! Kate Cullan, everybody, give her a round of applause. AK Productions, Comedy Kills. Gonna be here April 20th at Shakers, 3160 North Clark. No cover, but they will accept your tips. Yeah, Kate was on my the radio show Bombs of the Barrel on Q4 Radio AM 1680 Q4.org. That's so we don't have to actually throw in plugs during the mixing. I'm doing it all myself. Kate was invited because she said she's an Irish lass, but apparently she's Czech because I have more Irish in me than you had, and I don't even go for ginger.
Kate was invited because
I'm gonna give you that side eye, but here we go. I do want to get all Ed Wood on you though, and like steal your Angora sweater, girl. You don't want to know.
I'm gonna give you that side eye.
First, I want to pet it, comb it, and then take it home.
I do want to get all Ed Wood on you.
Our next comedian, he is an intern at the Boys Girls Sleepover at the Pony Inn. It's every other Wednesday. They're gonna do this tomorrow, March 21st, and then the next one is gonna be April 5th. So if you're listening on the radio, if you're not doing anything Wednesday on April 5th, go to the Boy Girls Sleepover at the Pony Inn. Give a round of applause for Liam Hemming.
If you're not doing anything Wednesday on April 5th, go to the Boy Girls Sleepover at the Pony Inn. Give a round of applause for Liam Hemming.
Because I cannot go to work tomorrow, but it's not until 2 weeks later that I can afford groceries.
I feel like a time
Since
traveler.
if present me is trying to
Because
tell
I cannot
future
go to
me,
work tomorrow,
it's going to be a new.
but it's not until 2 weeks later that I can afford
I can sum up how my life is going with one
Since if present
comparison.
me is trying to tell
My
future me,
great
it's going to be a noodles kind of week.
grandfather was the prime minister.
I can sum up how my life is going with
The
one
other day,
comparison.
I was counting quarters
My great,
so that I could
great,
get something from
great,
Taco Bell.
great grandfather was the prime minister
I had a
of
job
Ireland.
interview last week.
And the other day,
And it was
I
for a
was
job that
counting
was
quarters
marketing for
so that I
public
could get
service
something from
announcements
Taco Bell.
involving child safety and drunk driving.
I had a job
And I'll tell you,
interview
after that interview,
last week, and it was
I
for a
felt
job that was
real
marketing
bad
for public service
for
announcements
living there drunk.
involving child safety
I did
and
get the
drunk
job,
driving.
however.
And I'll tell you, after that interview,
I got a piece of
I
advice for
felt
you guys.
real bad
If you're talking to a
for having
girl
driven there
you have a
drunk.
crush on,
I did get the job,
don't talk to
however.
her about your crystal collection. Alright?
I got a piece of advice for
Better
you
yet,
guys.
just don't have a crystal collection.
If you're talking to a girl
It'll
that
alleviate
you have a
needing to
crush
have to do
on,
that.
don't talk to her
I've
about
been
your
hearing a lot
crystal
about
collection.
this pansexual
Alright?
stuff lately.
Better yet, just
I don't
don't
get
have a crystal collection.
What's so
Will
sexy about
alleviate you needing to
pans?
have to do that.
Now a kettle,
Been
On
hearing
the
a lot
other
about
hand,
this pansexual stuff
that is a
lately,
shapely piece of kitchenware.
and I don't get it.
Guess what I'm trying to say?
so
is that I
sexy
don't
about
make a lot of
pans?
tea without
Now, a
getting
kettle,
a massive erection.
On the other hand, that is a shapely piece of
I'm gonna start
kitchenware.
calling my penis the penal
Guess what I'm
puff,
trying to say is that I don't
because
make a
anyone
lot
who
of
finds
tea
himself there does so with the
without getting
assurance.
a massive erection.
Life is taking a turn for the worst.
I'm gonna start calling my penis the
If I
penal
have one
colony,
thing, without a doubt,
because anyone who finds
it's
himself
hairy.
there does so with the assurance.
guys, it is bad.
The life
Alright?
is
My
taking a
balls
turn
look
for
like
the
two
worse.
wizards that are whispering to each other. The only reason I'm in here right now
If
is
I
to
have one
hide out from a
thing,
big game
without a
that's out on
doubt,
my trail.
it is hairy. And guys, it is bad. Alright,
Sometimes
my
I like
balls
to
look
tell
like
my
two
bartender
wizards that are whispering
to
each
keep it
other.
open.
The only reason I'm in here right
Because
now
I
is to
wanna
hide
give
out from a
them
big
a
game
false
hunter
sense
that's
of
hot on
hope.
my trail.
It's like I know.
Sometimes I like to tell my bartender
in my car.
to keep it open,
But I also know that we all
because I want to give them a false sense of hope.
I have
Like,
a bad
I know
habit of
I know
sending
there's
out
only
big
enough for one drink
signals.
on that
So
car.
wait staff at
But
restaurants
I also
and
know that we
bars.
all.
It's like I'll put my
need something to
napkin on my plate, I keep eating my fries.
I have a bad habit
guess I just feel
of
like it's
sending
important
out
for them to
mixed
know
signals just
This
waits
stallion
at the
can't be
restaurants
tamed.
and bars. It's like I'll put my napkin on my plate, but keep eating my
I had a friend
fries.
the other day accuse me of
I
not
guess I
being an
just feel like
ally
it's important for
of
them
the
to
Me
know.
Too movement.
But this stallion
I
can't
was
be
offended.
tamed.
I said, "What are you talking about?"
I had a friend the other day
I agree
accuse
with
me of
people
not being an
a
ally of the Me Too movement. And I was offended.
I have a rule about
I
pamphlets,
said, what
and that
are
rule
you talking
is
about?
if it's in a pamphlet,
I agree with people
I don't want to know
a
about
lot.
it. This is largely due to the types of people who
I have
use
a
them
rule about
to disseminate
pamphlets.
information.
And that rule is,
Doctors.
if it's in a pamphlet, I don't want to
Religious
know about it.
fundamentalists.
And this is largely due to the types of
Where is
people
the
who
pamphlet
use
for the
them
puppy
to
service?
disseminate information.
I don't know about you guys,
And you pamphlets.
but my weed guy has never
Religious
handed me a pamphlet.
fundamentalists. Where is the pamphlet for the puppy circus?
I'm not from Chicago originally,
I don't know
but
about
I've lived
you
here a
guys,
long time. I've lived
but
here
my
about
weed
12 or
guy has
13
never
years.
handed me a
Long enough to see some neighborhoods change, neighborhoods gentrify. I went up to Humboldt Park the other day. Man,
I'm not from
Humboldt Park is so
Chicago
gentrified.
originally, but I've
Someone
lived here
tried
a
to
long
sell me
time. I've lived here
gluten-free
about 12 or
heroin.
13 years.
I overheard this other drug dealer, and he was like, "Why, yes, this
I went
cocaine
up to
is
Humboldt
locally
Park the other
sourced."
day. Man, Humboldt Park is so gentrified. Someone tried to sell me gluten-free
Man.
heroin.
I can't wait though until I get my
I
first
overheard this
bump
other
at one of these
drug
open
dealer
mic
was like,
lists,
yeah,
you know, where they
cocaine
bump
is
you up the
locally
list,
sourced.
make you feel all important. I imagine it'll feel like a lot like my
Man.
first bump of cocaine.
I can't wait though until I get my
Just
first
to
bump
say I
at
will
one of these
do
open mic
anything.
lists. You know, where they bump you up the list and
Absolutely.
feel all important. I imagine it'll feel like a lot like my
But
first
guys,
bump of
I mean, I
cocaine.
can't even lie. I used to do a lot of drugs. Man, I've done so many drugs. My blood type is pharmaceutical. One time, I tripped so hard on acid that God prayed to
But guys,
me.
I mean, I can't lie. I used to do a lot of drugs.
But you know, the
Man,
way I
I've done
see
so many
it,
drugs. My blood type is pharmacy.
drugs is just straight candy for adults.
One time, I tripped so hard on
I have a plan
You know, the
to
way I see
destigmatize homelessness.
drugs.
And that
It's
plan
just
is to
stranger
start
candy
calling
for
them
adults.
urban campers.
Oh,
I have another plan to
I have a plan
destigmatize
to
suicide.
destigmatize
And that
homelessness.
plan is to start calling it
And that
life's
plan is to
fast
start
food.
calling them urban campers. I have another plan to destigmatize
I find
suicide.
myself continuously
And that plan
impressed.
is to start calling
people
it
who
life's
smoke
fast forward button.
First and foremost, let's talk fashion.
I'm gonna get out here on
Chicago crackheads notoriously some
Find
of the
myself
best drug
continuously
addicts in the
impressed.
world. Completely verified. Look it up.
First and foremost,
Very
let's talk
confident in their
fashion.
wardrobe choices,
Alright?
despite usually
Chicago
missing the mark.
crackheads
Just
notoriously
so.
some of the best dressed drug addicts
It's like, yeah,
in the world.
man.
This can be verified. Look it up.
It's just too bad
Very
you're trying to
confident in
compliment it with
wardrobe
basketball
choices.
shorts.
But
That is clearly a child-sized cup
it's like, yeah, man, that is
The
a
real reason I
that's
say
super
that is
tough.
because of this.
It's just
One
too
night I
bad
was
you're trying
walking
to
home with some
compliment it with
friends.
basketball
It was
shorts.
late. We were the only ones out. And off in the distance, we see a man with a
The
shopping
real
cart.
reason I say that is because of
And as
this.
he got close enough to show us what
One
was
night
in
I
his
was walking
car,
home with some friends.
he did so
Late,
in the
about
form
3
of
a.m.
one
We were the
word,
only ones out.
posed as a
And
question.
off in the distance,
And
we
that
see a man
word,
with a shopping
ladies
cart.
and gentlemen,
And as he got close enough to
meat
show us what was
slicer?
in his cart, he did so
he said it
in
just
the
like
form of
that,
one
like some sort
word.
of crackhead aristocrat. Meat slicer.
And that word, ladies and
That was
gentlemen,
it. That was all he had to say.
meat slicer.
It was just a man and his meat slicer against
He
the
said it
world.
just like that, like some sort of crackhead aristocrat.
We had to decline his offer, though I appreciated the directness of the pitch.
That was it. That was
There were
all
just too many
he had to
unanswered
say.
questions, right?
It was just a man and his
First
meat
and
slicer
foremost
against
being-
the world.
Where did you get a meat slicer from?
We had to decline his offer, though I appreciate
Why is that in your
the
possession? Second of
Too
all, what
many
kind of
unanswered
warranty does that bad
questions,
boy
right?
come with?
First and foremost
What
being,
is a crackhead's return?
where did you get a meat slicer from, dude?
Well, what impressed me
Right?
even more than that
Why is that in your
is
possession?
when we did say no,
Second of all,
That
what
was
kind
the
of
end of the
warranty does that
conversation.
bad boy come with?
quickly realizing that we were not
What
his
is the
target
crackhead's return
demographic,
policy?
he just kept it moving.
But what impressed me even more
It's
than
that
that,
kind of streamlined efficiency
when we did say
that I feel
no,
like we can all take something
that was the
away
end of the conversation.
from. Always
Quickly realizing
be
that we
close.
were not his target. kept it moving.
Guys, crack is for
It's
closers.
that kind of streamlined approach that I feel like we can all take.
Hey!
Always be closers.
Leah Pudding, everybody, give him a round of applause. Yes, you can check him out at the Boys Girls Sleepover at the Pony Inn every other Wednesday. Next show is tomorrow, March 21st, and then April 5th. Did I get that one right? I didn't look at the
At
calendar.
the Boys Girls
It is
Sleepover at the Pony Inn every other Wednesday.
You spoke about gentrification. I live in Albany Park. We are home of the Admiral Theater and other working groups. I learned recently when someone spray painted some garage doors. It's like, no, we don't have gang activity here. We have kidnappings. You have to go to the other neighborhood. You have to get
I
rights.
learned recently.
But we are dealing with the gentrification. I feel as a gay white male, I'm probably the harbinger of issues. And I go to the grocery store and like I see another white person and I just stare at them. Why are you here? I moved away from you. I left Edgewater to get away from white people. It's gotten so bad that when I see like two white women jogging together, I just want to mug them so the others will learn. We'll see how that works next week. Now our next comedian, he lives in Rogers Park, right across from a park where some young Latino men apparently play soccer, where they don't play shirts or skins, they play boxers or briefs. I ain't gonna fault you for your view. You just spend too much time watching Doctor Who. He has a show on Q4 Radio called News What News every Tuesdays 4 to 6 p.m. That's Central Time on Q4 Radio, AM 1680 Q4.org. And he also does a once-a-month show about we're taking April off at the Red Line Tap. Give a round of applause for Darren Marshall.
Thank you, Thomas, and give it up for everybody that's gone up so far. Give it up, come on. Couple of things I want to get to before I start. First of all, remember the first season of Survivor? And remember, Richard Hatch won that season of Survivor? First of all. And then he went to jail on tax evasion. They really went to town on that day. Call back. Another thing, and I think this is really cute. I'm really into British things and everything, so I thought it was really cute when I was looking around here and I saw that they decorated part of the bar with Noel Gallagher's eyebrow. I thought that was cute too.
British things and everything. So I thought it was really cute when I was looking around here and I saw that they decorated part of the bar with Noel Gallagher's eyebrow. I really thought.
So no, okay, and then finally, I was before I start, I was watching the election results. Going over election results, and a couple things I noticed. First of all, Chewy Garcia looks like he's going to win his primary, which I'm happy about. I voted for Chewy when he was going against Ron Paul. And the reason why I'm so happy about Chewy Garcia winning is because I want to be in the room during the press conferences, where all the press is going, Chewy, and then
the reason why I'm so happy
guy
about
from the
Chewy
kitchen
Garcia
comes
winning
out and
is
says,
because
"What's
I
wrong
want
with the
to
chicken?"
be in the press conferences.
Yeah. And then the other thing I noticed, and this, you can go on right now and look at this. I was looking at the election results, and they had the referendums up.
What's wrong with the chicken?
And I was looking at all the referendums, but there was one missing, and that was the one about legalizing marijuana in Illinois.
You can go on right now and look at this.
Who is responsible for putting
they had the referendums up?
Because
and I was looking at all the referendums, but there was one missing. And that was the one about legalizing marijuana in Illinois. Now, who is responsible for putting those?
So yeah, I have a show called News What News.
Because there are
and lately we've been talking. Well, not lately, but for the past 2 years we've been talking about Donald Trump. he's having a lot of financial
so,
problems.
Yeah, I had to show up news,
thanks to the Mueller investigation and thanks to his son's getting a divorce and
he's having a lot
Melania is getting that side look too.
Thanks to the Mueller investigation and thanks to alimony.
I really feel sorry about
his son's getting a divorce and Melania is getting that side look.
I feel bad about him. You know, I mean, imagine him going to school. And you know how brutal kids can be. They make up names.
I really feel sorry about his children, not the three
Baron Blood.
Baron.
Oh, Robert Baron.
I feel bad about him.
Oh,
you know, I mean,
Baron,
imagine
as your
school,
mom is
and
in
you know how
bed with your father.
They make up names. Baron
It's been
Blood.
cruel, I'm telling you.
Oh, Robert Baron.
Yeah, and then today another woman came out and
with your father.
said that she is suing to get the right to talk. You know, a Playboy model actually. So it's like,
and then today
have they
another
actually-
woman came out and said that she is suing
I
to get the
don't
right to
get
talk.
it.
Yeah, a Playboy model actually.
And you would figure somebody like Donald Trump, who has Trump Towers, what used to be Trump Taj Mahal, and okay. And you know, you would think that a guy who does that much business knows how to sign
Towers. What used to be Trump
piece of paper,
until
you know.
And
these women are suing him, and they sign people, but he hasn't. I don't
a guy
understand
who
that.
does that much business knows how to sign.
Yeah, the kids.
Piece of paper.
I like kids.
Yeah.
I want to have kids.
These women are suing him, and they sign
someday.
people, but he hasn't. I don't understand.
I like kids.
But
Kids
yeah, the
seem to like me. Babies. Babies will come.
I like
up
kids.
To me.
I want to have kids
start
someday.
smiling, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
but I work in a place where there happens to be a lot of people coming in with their babies.
Babies will come up
and sometimes it gets bad. Sometimes there's so many crying babies around me that sometimes I sympathetically like
to be a lot.
I mean, it's like to go to work and have to.
And
you can't get anything done this way. You can't.
There's so many crying babies around me that sometimes I sympathetically like.
I'm not going to say where it is. I'm just going to say it's
it's not this way.
Nobody will ever guess.
But I work in a place that I'm not going to say where it is.
There's been a lot of stuff going on, especially with Russia. Facebook. I've already had one comedian friend of mine say I'm done with Facebook because of
there's
this
been a lot of stuff going on, especially
that
with
was
Russia.
Facebook. Has anybody heard about that?
Facebook.
Yes, and they sold
I've already had one comedian friend of mine say I'm done with
They
Facebook
stole it.
because of
What happened was
company
basically
that was
they got
Facebook
people to
has
do
been
these
psychological
psychological tests.
No,
They
they
do on
stole it.
Facebook.
They stole it.
You need to have a
What
psychological
happened
test
was
if you're going
what
to
happened
do
was
a
basically
psychological test.
Psychological test.
They took
that
not
they do on
only
Facebook,
the information from those
you need
people
to
that
have
took
a
the test, but they
psychological
also
test if
took
you're going to do one
the
of the
friends
psychological
list
tests.
of everybody that took the test. So you know who the crazy ones are around you.
They took
No.
not only
So,
the information from those people that took the test,
and
but they
I'm not
also
saying
took
it was obvious that it
friends
was
list
a bad
of
deal, but
everybody
they
that took
actually
the
have
test. So you know who the crazy ones are
on
around you.
camera,
They're-
live,
So
people from the company saying,
and I'm not saying it was
so-
obvious that it was a
you know,
bad
it's
deal,
a-
but they actually have
and it's like, so does
on
this
camera,
analytics
live,
place, do they happen
people
to know
from the company
anybody
saying, "Oh yeah,
Russia that's
send over a
into,
hooker."
cool
You know,
showers?
and it's like, so
I'm just saying,
this
the potential is out
do
there,
they happen
people.
to know
It's
anybody
a whole new world.
in Russia that's into golden
Yeah,
showers?
so I'm just amazed by how
the potential is out there, people. It's a whole new world.
Unfazed Donald Trump is.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I'm just amazed
he's
by
like even saying
how.
Oh yeah, look, I want Mueller out of here. I want Mueller out of here.
Donald Trump
And
is. It's
you
amazing.
know somewhere off to the side there's
he's
somebody
like even
goes
saying,
up to him.
"Oh yeah,
Muller's a nice guy. Yeah, Muller's a nice guy. Looking at his lawyers, like, okay, we'll do this. Anyway, that's my time. I'm Darren Marshall. Thank you.
Yeah, Darren Marshall of What News every Tuesday on People Radio AM 1680 Q4.org, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time, and also the once a month Red Line tab. Darren, I'm glad you like children. I really do. I'm a gay man with 3 cats. I don't want to deal with anything I can't euthanize. Whenever I think I might possibly want to have a child, I just go to Walmart on a Saturday afternoon. I'm cured. Someone got offended about that. It's like, oh, you want to kill children. It's like, look, I'm not hanging out in my apartment hoping for a stray Girl Scout while I have my hypodermic needles, okay? You gotta keep your brats away from me. I'm fine with that. Kill children. It's like, look, I'm hanging
our next comedian, he has taken the place in Flabby Hoffman's heart. He's replaced Natalie Nimarella. He's replaced Frank Roscoe. He's replaced J.P. McAllister. He's replaced Big Head Jay. He runs 2 monthly shows at Phyllis's Music Inn, 1800 West Division. One of the last good bars in that neighborhood, by the way. It's like, oh, the gentrification didn't take us. Like, the gentrification has taken over so much that I crossed the street from Phyllis Music Hall in to buy incense because they now deal to white people. In Livewire, he let me perform there last Friday. I got to take 2 mystery shots with Michelle. I left her stocking. She liked the fact that I bought her a shot. Give a round of applause for Keegan Buckingham.
Hey, Shakers, how you doing? Hey, radio listeners, how you doing? Hey, if you're driving right now, throw your hands up in the air. All right, hey, what's up? You have a good St. Patty's?
How you doing?
Yeah, all right. Thanks for thinking about it for a minute. Okay, I like St. Patrick's because it's the most metal holiday.
All right, hey, what's up?
Yeah, think about it.
St. Patty's?
Everybody in town goes downtown to watch the river.
It's
the most metal holiday. Oh man,
think about it. Everybody in town goes downtown.
So
watch the river.
I'm gonna start off with some observational humor for you.
It's the most metal holiday.
You ever notice how there's no jobs left? Nobody has any money.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you noticed how, like, secondary to that, you're more bombarded with advertising in your life than you've ever been before, right? It's everywhere.
You ever noticed how there's no jobs?
Have you noticed how, like, tertiary to that, it's easier and easier to bombard advertising than it's ever been before?
Have you noticed how, like, secondary to that, you're more bombarded with advertising in your life than you've ever been before, right? It's everywhere, right?
To watch some ads.
You notice how, like, tertiary to that, it's easier.
Makes sense to me. Couldn't Pepsi give me like $10 a day? I'll watch like 15 minutes of Pepsi crap.
Okay, some things resolve all three.
Makes sense to me. Think how many like untold millions Pepsi pays to get you to watch some crap on TV you're not really going to pay attention to.
Makes sense to me.
You know what I mean? For $10 a day, I would really watch some Pepsi crap.
15 minutes of Pepsi crap.
I need that $10.
Makes sense to me.
Then, like, you know, at the end of the month, I collect my $300, and if they did their job,
really going to pay
they'll
attention.
spend something on Pepsi.
You know what I mean? For $10 a day, I would really watch.
All right, how about this? A salsa jar with a lid on both ends.
$10.
I got a lot of ideas! Speaking of salsa jars, I buy one of these things the other day. Salsa jar, here's
Alright, how about this?
I buy this salsa jar. You know, it's a new jar. I shake it all up, take the lid off, set it on top of my desk, right? And so then I got my nachos to go with the salsa. I got them off to the side on the floor. So I'm like reaching down to grab some nachos. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be clever, you know, as I'm reaching for the nachos. I'm gonna double task. And
then I got my nachos
and shake up the salsa.
I got
remember I already did that. So I shake salsa everywhere, blindly, all over the room. My shirt, my pants, everywhere. It's humiliating.
And reach up.
Thank God no one will ever know. I'm telling you now. That's the joke. Oh man.
It's a house divided in here. Check this out. Oh man, because of the socks, this is the dividing line. Man, you walk by this place in the summer, there's just blood spilling out in the street. It's real Gaza Strip in here. Yeah. Oh man, it's rough. Oh, speaking of baseball, hey, what's Babe Ruth famous for?
Home runs.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking specifically. He's famous for calling his shot, right? Yes. So here, check this out now. See that negative touch back there?
Home runs.
Call my shot. See that machine? Wordster is the game. I'm gonna set a high score after this show. Call my shot now. Yeah. Radio listeners, this ought to be entertaining for you. Oh hey, I'll give you a treat. Hey radio. Hey listen. Hey, I'm gonna do some magic for you. Hey Matt. Pick a card, any card.
Radio listeners, this ought to be
all right. Hey.
Don't
show me.
Hey, radio.
Is this your card?
I'm gonna do some.
It's a gift.
All right. Hey. Don't show me.
Oh, we had too much fun.
Is this your card?
Anyway, so we're gonna have a good summer, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I remember like last summer I kept seeing like all these ads where it's like, hey, the Rolling Stones, Navy Pier. Remember all this was like on every bus and everything. Like, so I thought, okay, cool, the Rolling Stones, they're gonna play a show at Navy Pier.
I remember
it turned out no, they didn't. It's just all their crap. It seems weird to me they would do this for a band that's still around.
Okay, cool.
Like I can see the actual Rolling Stones in concert. Why would I want to go look at their stuff? You know? It's like, hey, this summer they're coming to the Navy Pier. It's Weezer.
Band that's still around.
Except it's not Weezer. It's just guys' old glasses.
Like I can
see River's old glasses.
Look at their stuff, you know.
I don't know. One I wouldn't mind seeing out there is Bob Dylan.
It's Weezer.
Like, I've seen Bob Dylan live 3 times in my life. Gotta admit. Where's he stuck?
One I wouldn't mind seeing out there is Bob Dylan.
I hate to admit it, you know. I'm a fan, but like, yeah, like, he sounds bad, you know.
3 times in my
You
life.
go to a Dylan show, you think it's gonna be like, we got some of my friends blowing the wind, blow. You know, the classic Dylan, you know. But he doesn't sound like that anymore. He hasn't sounded like that in a long time. He just says the lyric now.
You know, you go to a Dylan show, you think it's gonna be like,
they sound
bad. Blowing the wind, blow. The classic Dylan, you know. But he doesn't sound like that anymore. He hasn't sounded like that in a long time. He just says the lyric now.
He sounds bad even for Dylan, you know. I mean, like I said, I'm a fan. You know, I go in, I want it to be good. You know, I like his stuff in the past. I got an open mind. I just walk away disappointed. Wait, that's not Bob Dylan. That's the Oscars. That wasn't very good.
Good, like his stuff in the past.
By the way, I'm the only one that does the modern Bob Dylan. The only one. Okay.
That's not Bob Dylan.
Give me any well-known Bob Dylan song.
Okay, good. Okay. By the way, I'm the only one that does the modern Bob Dylan. I'm the only one. Okay.
Get too obscure a song, dude. Too obscure. They don't know the one.
Positively 54th Street.
Oh.
Too obscure a song, dude. Too obscure.
That ain't sound in the bed. It really ain't. They didn't go for it the first time. I don't know why I'm twisting this up. I don't know. Anyway, for real though, it's just it's just nice to get out of the house, really. That's where I'm at with it. I got a bad situation back at the apartment. I'm living with 2 ladies.
It's just nice to get out of the
platonic
house.
friends. I don't know. Like one I get along with, the other.
I got a bad situation back at the.
So you just want to leave me alone. You want to quit harping on me. Like I'll give you an example. Like one time I'm
like one I get along with the other.
The front door open.
No.
I'm like hello.
She just won't leave me alone. She wants
to step out in the hallway. I'm like hello.
I'll give you an example. Like one time.
Hello.
I'm hanging out in the.
You say hello like a dumbass.
The front door open. I'm like hello. Hello.
Pretty harsh for saying hello, right?
So I step out in the hallway.
Like I'm playing it for last now. Seriously, it's like making me mad. You can't say hello. You say hello like a dumbass. Getting called a dumbass? Doesn't like how I say hello? Alright, so I'm like, okay. Doesn't like how I say hello. I'm I'm gonna say hello every time I see her.
It's like making me mad.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God,
she
I
likes that.
Say hello in my own home.
All worked up.
Oh,
Okay.
dumbass!
Say
Doesn't like how I say hello? Alright, so I'm like,
come home
okay,
then.
okay.
Right.
Doesn't like how I
Okay.
say hello. I'm
Do it tomorrow.
gonna say hello every time I see her.
I leave to go out.
Yeah.
I get to the
See if she
front
likes
door.
that. So the whole
There
next
she
day I'm
is.
getting all
It's like,
worked
oh,
up. Like,
Keegan,
okay.
going out for the
Say
night?
hello.
See you later.
But she doesn't come home that night, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. I'll do it.
Hello.
So now I leave to go out. I get to the front door. Now
Do
there she
say
is.
hello like a dumbass. All right, Tommy Bonds, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
Keegan Buckingham, everybody, give him a round of applause. Reach out to him and go see his shows at Phyllis Music Inn and Livewire in April. Any dates on those yet, Keegan?
10th and 12th at Phyllis.
The
TBD.
10th and 12th at Phyllis.
Yes.
Yes, that's such a fun show. Keegan, you mentioned Bob Dylan. I actually have a friend, Dan. He is a co-host of Ether Obscuria. And
Yes, that's
I don't know if he's lost count, but I lost count after he went to his 105th Bob Dylan concert. And apparently Bob Dylan has decided to become Frank Sinatra,
I don't know
and he sings jazz tunes with the passion of Sinead O'Connor, which means he does not know how to sing jazz songs.
Become Frank Sinatra,
Strangers.
and he sings jazz tunes with the passion of Sinead O'Connor, which means he does not know how to sing jazz
He has
songs.
turned on his fans so badly, even they won't go to his concerts anymore. Keegan Buckingham, everybody! Our next comedian, he is often on Darren Marshall's show, What News, every Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. On Central Time, Q4 Radio AM 1680, Q4.org. We shall call him the Charo of that love boat. For Jeff
On Central Time, Q4 Radio AM 1680, Q4.org. We shall call him the Charo.
Let's give it up for our host, Thomas.
Yeah.
Give it up for our comedians here tonight,
Yeah.
including me.
Yeah.
I was expecting silence out of that.
Give it up for our host, Thomas.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I feel left out as a child in grade school
Yeah.
because I never had a classmate
on that one. All right.
the first day Chuck.
Wow. I think I feel left out as a child.
You know what they say? If you're first, you don't succeed.
Because I never had a classmate the first day Chuck.
A lot of things in the news I want to talk about.
Yeah.
The kids in Parkland.
You know what they say? If you're first, you don't
Fighting
succeed.
power, going against
Start drinking
politicians.
heavily.
Let's give them a round of applause. They're doing a great job. They're doing a
A lot
great
of
job.
things I want to talk about.
And they're also making gun nuts sound stupid. And I like that.
Fighting the power. Going
Because I
against
read,
politicians.
I think by
Let's
far
give
the
them a round of
dumbest
applause. They're
tweet
doing a great
Yeah.
job.
my entire
Great
life.
job.
It was opposing the children.
And they're
And he
also
wrote,
making
and
gun
this is a
nuts
quote.
sound stupid.
He said,
I
"How
like
dare
that.
these children
Because
protest?"
I read, I think by
They
far
should
the dumbest
respect
tweet
the
I've ever read in my entire life. It was opposing the children.
And in my
he
mind,
wrote,
I'm thinking
and
there
this is
should be a
quote.
dictionary where
He
that's
said, "How
used
dare
as
these children
sort of a
protest?
clue or a reference to
Respect
irony."
the Constitution."
Well, a lot of things also as well as
And in my mind, I'm thinking
we lost a great man,
where that's used
Stephen
as,
Hawkins.
Sort of a clue.
Yeah, I
or
actually learned
reference
a
to
lot about
irony.
Stephen Hawking, actually. I knew a lot about him, but I learned more.
But a lot of things also as
Very
well as
smart
happened.
man. He was
we lost
told
a great man.
at
Stephen
a very young
Hawking.
age when he got ALS.
Yeah, I actually learned a lot
Dad.
about Stephen Hawking, actually. I knew a lot about him, but I learned
Anyway,
more.
he was told when he got
Very
ALS that
smart
he was only going to
man.
live
He
for
was
another
told
year or two.
at a very young age
And
when
he
he got
fought that
ALS.
and died at a great old
That-
age, 79.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was told when he got
So in
ALS.
essence, he made ALS his bitch. So I love that about him. Courageous, smart,
And died at the rape old age.
one of the best minds we'll ever have. He
Yeah.
has to win. And what
So in
things does
essence,
he
he
get?
made ALS his bitch.
Christian fundamentalists picking on him after he died.
Courageous, smart,
No, it's true. There's a
One of the best minds
senator
ever
in
had.
Texas. His name is
Passed away.
Briscoe King.
What thanks does he
And
get?
they will say his name so you all remember
Christian
it. Look it
fundamentalists
up.
picking on him after
Hopefully
he died.
tweeted. He tweeted,
No, it's true. There's
Stephen
a
Hawking is
senator
now
in Texas.
passed.
His name is
So now he truly
Briscoe
understands who made the
say his
universe
name, so
and
you
how
all
it works.
remember. Hopefully he tweeted him.
And if
he
that's how it
tweeted,
works, he ended with
Stephen
condolences to
Hawking
his
is
family.
now passed. So now he truly understands
Alright, first
who
off,
made the universe and how it works.
Stephen Hawking is a physicist. He already figured out the universe before he passed. So let's get that out of the way. Secondly, I love the fact that this guy passed. He fought in a wheelchair.
He already figured
fought
out the
it.
universe before
One of
he
the
passed.
things he
So
gets
let's
from
get that
Christian
out of the way.
fundamentalists picking on when he's dead.
Secondly,
So I wanted to know more about Briscoe King. So
I love the
already
fact
from
that
his
this guy
Twitter
passed.
picture, which is the
fought
first thing
in
you'll
a
see if you look
wheelchair.
him up, I can already see his
Fine.
picture.
The things he gets
There is
from
not a
Christian
more
fundamentalists
punchable face
picking
in
on
the
him.
universe. I'm not kidding. Looking at his picture alone, already I was thinking if I met him in person, I would instantly be drawn to try to take his lunch money.
There's not.
He looks like he spent 30 to 40% of his time in high school with his underwear up his ass. Non-voluntarily, if you know what I mean. But I can understand why I picked on Stephen Hawking after he passed. Because he probably was intimidated by
30 to
it.
40% of
Because
his
Stephen
time in high
Hawking
school with his underwear up
wheelchair.
his ass. Not
Valid
voluntarily,
ALS.
if you know what I mean.
Could probably still kick
But I
his
can
ass.
understand
So I would understand that.
because he probably was intimidated by him.
But a lot
Because
of
Stephen
other things in the
Hawking
news.
in a wheelchair,
Just
battling
found
ALS.
out that
Could probably still kick his ass.
Give it up for you Geek Smokers! I'm for legalization of weed. Not because I smoke weed. I just want my pothead friends to stop bitching about it. That, and also there's another ulterior motive. There's a good fair chance he'll make Jeff Sessions cry, and that's a win for America. Anything to make that little goblin cry, I'm all for. Sign me up.
There's a good to fair chance it'll make.
I'm
Jeff
also
Sessions
not a
cry.
fan of their.
That's a win for America, if you ask me.
I think I talked enough about it here. I want to talk more into the people around the lake.
Sign me up.
I'm not a fan of hers.
I'm also not a fan of the.
She did an interview before he was president.
I think I talked enough
They
about
asked
him
her,
in
what
here.
would you
I want to
like
talk
to
more
accomplish
into
as
the people
first
around
lady?
him, like Melania.
Stonefish.
I'm not a fan of hers.
I want to
I'm not.
fight
She did an interview before he was president.
And then I proceeded
And
to
they
do the
asked her,
same
what
thing.
would
I
you
laughed
like
my
to
ass off. I
accomplish
thought,
as
wow,
first lady?
she's pretty funny. That's a
Don't
good
think
joke.
so.
It is. It's a funny joke.
I want to fight.
It wasn't until 20
cyberbullying.
minutes later into the interview when I realized
And then I
she's
proceeded
not
to say,
kidding.
I laughed my
Like,
ass off. I
has she
thought,
met
wow,
her husband before?
pretty
I
funny.
was like, honey, you can do a dent to cyberbullying by just taking his phone away. You can cut it down by at least 10%.
And she met
So I don't think she's really the brightest bulb out there, but then again, Trump gets what he paid for. I've gotten some flack for that too. People told me I'm mean. Say, how dare I just assume Melania's with Trump for his money.
But then again, Trump gets
It's a cut. I don't think it's a cut. I think it's the nicest thing you can say about her. Because what's the alternative?
People told me I'm
She's with him for what? You're telling me she saw him from across the room and thought,
I don't think it's a cut.
yeah, that's the one for
thing to
me.
say about it. 'Cause what's the alternative?
Yeah, hair that kind of reminds me of a brush fire in California. Skin tone that can only be described as a true definition of artificial coloring.
That's the one for me.
Sure, he's misogynistic, racist, bigoted, xenophobic, and he's got the reading comprehension of a 6-year-old with a major head injury.
Described as a true definition
But
of
he's
artificial coloring.
fluttered.
Sure, he's misogynistic.
The fact that she wakes up every morning next to him doesn't instantly turn into a day drinker makes her hair go
a
away.
major head injury. But he's got my heart.
But I also learned some other news today. Apparently, everybody's favorite sexual harasser, Harvey Weinstein, scumbag that he is,
But
owes
also some
money.
other news today.
And he owes money to a lot of people. companies, corporations, all that. But here's my favorite one. He owes money to Robert De Niro.
Money.
Yeah. Ladies, I think we've got this problem solved with Harvey Weinstein. Let him miss one payment to Bobby De Niro. The next thing you know in the news, it'll be Harvey Weinstein is wrecked and disappeared. Followed the next day by, we found Harvey Weinstein bludgeoned to death in the back of a Cadillac on the east side of Brooklyn. Police are baffled. They can't find any witnesses.
Followed the next day by, we
I like
found
Bobby
Harvey
De Niro.
Weinstein.
He actually spoke out against
bludgeoned to death
I actually wish
back of a Cadillac on the east side of Brooklyn.
President De
Police
Niro.
are baffled.
There's a strong
Can't find any
president.
witnesses.
President Robert De Niro.
I like Bobby De Niro. He actually spoke out against Trump.
For a second.
Actually,
Raging Bull as president. We wouldn't have the problems we're having right now.
President
with
De Niro.
Kim Jong-un?
There's a strong
We have that
president.
problem with Bobby De Niro?
President Robert De Niro.
Bobby would just go over there, have a little sit down with him.
For a second.
Wouldn't have to say a
Raging Bull
word.
as
Just put on an
president.
army
We
jacket,
wouldn't have the
shave
problems
his
we're
head
having right
into
now.
a mohawk.
Kim Jong-un.
Problem solved with
You
North
have that
Korea.
problem with Bobby De Niro?
Matter of fact, we might even report.
Bobby
We
would
might
just go
even
over there,
acquire
and
North
sit
Korea as
down
a
with
new
him.
state.
Wouldn't have to say a word.
Hey, think about it. They just, he'd be like, just get him out of here. He's staring at me. He hasn't said a word, but he's staring at me. It scares me. Just get him out of here. Get out of the country. Did you hear what he did to Harvey Weinstein? They found him in a Cadillac. Just get him out of here.
Think about it.
Anyway, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much.
Yay! Jeff Hawks, everybody! Yes! A regular on News What News. I don't know if I would vote for Robert De Niro because I saw his wee-wee in Big Bad Mama. Rumor has it he's done better films, but I sat through Jackie Brown, and if he was a good part of that film, I was sitting through the wrong movie. We're gonna keep this moving. Our next comedian made sure I would pronounce his name correctly. We have Matt Maliszewski.
My last name's Maliszewski. I'm not presumptuous that anybody knows that. I also live in Wicker Park, which, if you haven't gotten the theme, I'm part of the problem, apparently. Which I get. I just moved there a year and a half ago. So yeah. The road was paved already. I get that, but here's the thing. It was only one time when I was in Wicker Park, like at their like Sunday open market, where I saw three generations of the family.
But here's the
new
thing.
mom and her kid and her husband.
It was only one
and the
time when
mom's
I was in Wicker
father,
Park, like
and the
at
father
their,
was like, "You guys
at
sure
their,
got a lot of
Sunday
good flowers for a
open
good
market,
price."
I saw three
And the
generations
dad
of the family, and
goes,
his new mom and her kid and her husband and the mom's father, and the father was like, "You guys sure got a lot of good flowers for a good
I
price."
was like, "No, don't worry about that. Yeah, it's only recorded." But the husband goes, "Oh, but it's local." And the woman turns to her own father and she's like, "That's what matters."
No, don't worry about
I hate that. When that kid begins to read, you're gonna run the
And the
neighborhood.
husband goes, and the woman turns her own
I work in an office. I don't like it. I don't think a lot of people do. I play the lottery to try and get out of it. That is my only means of escape. I play Mega Million because
I work in an office.
I really want the kind of money that I can like torch relationships
I play the
with.
lottery.
That's the level I want. I don't want like I can
play
live
Mega Million
if I'm
because
really I'm not,
I really
I'm
want
bad
the kind of money
I
that
just
I can like torch.
I live beyond my means. So I do that. I realize that because I just don't like the people I work with. It's hard to work in an office. You work with strangers 40 hours a week, and you realize you wouldn't want to spend like an hour with them outside of work, and yet you have to spend 40 all the time. It's a very peculiar thing. I found out most of my coworkers
40 hours
can't
a week,
swim.
and you realize they've
never learned how to
like
swim.
an hour
I'm not going to pull
outside of
the
work,
7
and yet
to
you have to
12
spend
people
40
that are
all
here
the
with who
time.
can swim.
It's a very
I
peculiar
just know
thing.
that
Found
my
out
first
most of
thought
my
when I heard
coworkers
that was,
can't
I
swim.
really hope
They've
can get
never
all-
learned
get
how
on,
to
like, the
swim.
rickety-
I'm not going to
rickety-ish
pull
ship
the
in all
7 to
Chicago
12
for, like,
people that are
years,
here whether
and
you
then
can
just
swim.
sink.
I just know that my first thought when I
know
heard
I'll
that
make
was, I really hope
The rest of
we can
HR
get on like the rickety-ish ship in all Chicago for like a cruise.
It's 2018.
and then
I'm
just
getting really good at one thing, which is breaking up with people face to face.
I have done it multiple times already, and I'm getting better and better. Before, I was very much a coward.
2018, I'm getting
I
really
was just,
good
like,
at one
let
thing,
them
which
get,
is breaking up
when you don't answer things.
I have done it multiple
But now I'm
times
just doing
already.
it face to face, and
I'm
I realize
getting
there's
better
no
and
bad
better.
reason to break
I
up.
was very much a coward.
If you
I was
don't
just like,
want to be with
let
somebody,
them
they don't
get,
like, you don't
you
like
know,
them
don't
anymore,
answer
and there's
things
no one thing,
in a timely
that
manner.
doesn't matter.
But now I'm just doing it
You can break up with them.
and I realize
You
there's
can
no
walk up
bad
to somebody
reason
and
to
be
break
like,
up
I
with
just
somebody.
don't get excited about seeing
If
them.
you don't want to be
Or
with somebody they don't like,
I
you don't
see
like
a lot
them
of your
anymore,
friends, and they're very
and there's
attractive.
no one thing, that doesn't matter.
I see
can
that
break
being
up
an
with
issue in
them.
the future.
You can walk up to somebody and
I
say,
don't
I
want to see
just
you
don't get excited about seeing you anymore.
Do you know how often
I see a lot
you
of
talk in
your friends,
catchphrases?
they're very attractive.
I don't want to see you.
I see that being an issue.
I did that to a girl who was like, she kept saying,
Do you
"Oh
know
my
how
Lanta."
often
Like that was her thing. Like, oh man, I almost got hit by a car today when I was playing. Oh my Lanta! It's like, okay.
she kept
It's gonna be like a 30-minute wait for dinner. Oh my Lanta! It's like, are you trying to be Kramer? Like what is your goal
got
here?
hit by a car today.
Did somebody tell you it was cute? Because the shine is off that diamond. All right, so like let's move on.
30-minute wait for dinner.
Most recent girl I broke up with. This is a very legitimate reason, but I tried really hard to give it a chance, and it
Did somebody tell
just
you it was
wasn't
cute?
there.
Because the shine is off that.
We went out
alright?
and we talked about concerts, and she had actually seen the
Most
band
recent
Limp
girl I broke
Bizkit.
up with. This is a very
This
legitimate
decade.
reason, but I tried really hard to give it a chance, and it just
That's Angry Virgin music to me.
Like we went out and we talked about
I
concerts.
listened to like
She had
Limp
actually
Bizkit. I
seen
liked Limp
the band
Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
And then I had sex.
This decade.
And I realized I don't identify with this anymore. Like I should listen to Paul
That's
Simon.
Angry Virgin music. I listen to like Limp
I also
Bizkit.
think she was
like
racist,
Limp
and I'm
Bizkit.
not
And then I had
totally
sex.
sure
And I
if she
realized
was racist,
don't
but I think
identify
she was
with this
racist.
anymore. Like I
Because
listen to Paul Simon.
she told me a story. We were talking about where we grew up, and I said that I grew up outside of Philly. She's like,
I'm not
"Ooh, I don't like Philly."
totally sure
most
if
people
she was
don't.
racist, but I think she was racist.
So
because
I'm just curious. What's your
told me
story?
a story. We were talking
Did
about where we
somebody
grew
spit
up,
on you?
and
That's usually
I
the
said that
case.
I grew up outside of Philly. She's like, "Ooh, I don't like
And
Philly."
she said, "No,
I was like,
I visited
people
Philly." And my friends and I went to a
So
bar. When we
I'm
got
just
outside
curious,
the bar,
what's your story?
there's like
Did
100
somebody
black
spit on
people.
you? That's usually the case.
And that's the end of her story.
And she said, "No, I visited Philly." And
Like,
my
I
friends
don't
and I went to a
know
bar.
if
We
she
got
told
outside
her
the bar.
dad who lived in Woodstock,
There's
Illinois,
like
straight
100 black
too. I don't know if she just told
That's
that
the
story to
end of her
people
story.
who were like, enough said. She's just never had a thread further than that, or she lost the thread. She could be a bad storyteller. I don't know.
I don't know. She just.
But I
told
had
that
my
story to people
suspicions
who were like,
after that,
"Enough
that's for
said,
sure."
Enough said. She's just never
Here's
had
what
a thread
broke it.
further than that. Or she
We were at
lost the
dinner,
thread. She could be a
and
bad
she
storyteller.
and I were
don't
talking about what
know.
we're gonna do after dinner. She's like, we can go back to my
But I
place.
had my
And I was
suspicions
like, that's
after
cool.
that. That's
She's like,
for
yeah.
sure.
And just the
Here's
thing,
what
I don't
broke
have any
it.
condoms. I'm like, oh, yeah,
We were
that's
at
fine. I
dinner.
brought condoms. And
And
she's like,
she
really?
and I were talking about what we're gonna do after dinner.
She's like, I'm on birth control. What do
know.
you have to worry about?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's
well,
fine. I brought condoms. And she's like,
you saw Limp
really?
Bizkit in second term, so I don't think you make good decisions. And so she got into it where she was really mad that I didn't want to have sex without a condom. She was genuinely upset. I didn't know that this was going to be the hill that this relationship was going to die on, but it was.
And so she
because she had to turn around and be like, I'm offering you steak, you want hamburger.
She was genuinely upset. I didn't know
that doesn't jive here. That's not a good analogy.
But it was.
That both red meat.
She had to turn around and be like,
You can make a gourmet hamburger.
You want hamburger.
Neither of those come with a side of chlamydia.
That doesn't
And that's That's hard. Communication is hard. I went on a date with a single mom one time.
Gourmet hamburger.
Just once. And I went on a date with a single mom, and she was talking about her kid, rightfully so. That's the love of her life, I get it. But we didn't have any common interests when we were talking about it, so I tried to force the common interest, which didn't take, which was, I tried to bring up my cats.
Rightfully so.
Because those are the things I love.
But we didn't have any common interests.
And I was talking about my cats, and she was like, listen, I'm going to stop you here. My kids are not like your cats. Okay?
I tried to bring up
I'm
my
like,
cats.
I disagree.
Those are the things I love.
And then I had to lay it out like that. I was
And I
like,
was talking about my
have you
cat.
ever
She was
had,
like, "Listen, I'm
have you
gonna
ever
stop you
woken
here.
up in the middle of the
My
night
kids
because
are
they're being
not like your
rambunctious,
cats.
or something
Okay?
falls and you're
And I'm
curious
like,
what's going on? It's like, yeah,
I
that happens.
disagree.
Yeah, that happens to me too.
And then I had to lay it out like that. I was
Say,
like,
has your kid ever
have you
gotten
ever
sick?
Have you ever
And
woken up in the
you
middle
just
of the night
can't,
because they're being
they can't
rambunctious,
articulate why
or
they're sick or
something
how they're
falls,
feeling, so you gotta take them into that kid vet?
Yeah,
She's
that
like,
happens.
you mean
Yeah.
pediatrician? I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Say, has your kid ever gotten
And
sick?
she's like, yeah, I've had to do that.
And you just
And I was
can't,
like, same,
they can't
same here.
articulate why they're sick or how they're feeling.
Same.
So you gotta take them into that kid vet.
Have you ever
You mean
found a good deal on
pediatrician?
Spirit?
I'm like, yeah,
So
you know.
take a weekend down
She's
to
like,
New
yeah, I've
Orleans
had
for
to
a
do
good
that.
bender,
And I was like, same,
and you
same,
just need
same here.
enough food on the floor
Say, hey,
for the weekend.
have you ever
And then, when you
found a
come
good deal
home,
on Spirit?
you're jiggling your keys,
So,
and you're like, God, I
take-
hope they're still
Take
alive.
a weekend down to New Orleans.
That ever happened to you?
And you just
She's
see
like, you know what?
enough
It's
food
like
on
you're
the
reading my
floor.
mind. 2 months ago with my girlfriend's best weekend of my life. All right, that's what that was.
Yay! That Maliszewski, everybody, give him a round of applause. Wow. Limp Biscuit. Oh, wow. God, you wouldn't even do it for Nookie. I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. Ages ago, I met a man for his birthday, and unfortunately, he was a Beyonce fan, and I'm a Diana Ross fan. And on the cab ride to the club from the previous club, somehow the argument escalated to the point where he said, with no denying, like in a Trump, he said, Thomas, you have to understand, Beyonce can sing. And that's when I handed the cab driver $20, pat him on the shoulder, said, you have a good birthday. And I got straight out of that cab. I commend you for writing that one out now. Jeff, Matt Maliszewski, everybody. We're bringing up our next comedian who's going to be starting the terminally ill open mic in Lake Villa. Give a round of applause for Brian Johnson!
We're bringing up our next comedian who's going to be starting the terminally
come to my attention, we're living in Trump's America now.
Villa. Give a round of
People
applause
being
for
harassed,
Brian
marked as their race,
Johnson!
their religion, their gender identity, their sexual orientation, you name it. This I am the Mick Foley of this comedy scene.
We're living in Trump's America
Come
now.
out of retirement.
People being
So if anyone gets harassed for any of those reasons at a mic or showcase I'm at, this is going down your throat.
I am the Mick Foley of this comedy
Have a nice day. Because you know, I always love doing comedy. Right here, attackers!
For any of those reasons at a mic or showcase I'm at, this is going down your throat.
A lot of Chicago comics have been getting on TV lately, like Emily Galati, Chris Red, Megan Gailey. I'm a big announcement of my own. I have my own big TV appearance coming on myself. You heard it here first. I'm gonna be on Cops! It just makes my mom more proud of me.
I have big announcement of my own. I have my own big TV appearance.
Might have some of you comics who haven't seen me a lot lately. I noticed how big I was 2 years ago. Maybe I haven't been that much the last couple of years. You're starting to see me more lately. Because I'm trying to get out comedy more night, which I can do with my job. So I can get booked more. But even if I was killing it every night, I'd be mediocre like I'm doing tonight. Even if I was killing it every night, I would see myself getting booked left and right.
I'm trying to get out comedy.
Comic scene is very clicky. Every time I join it, it's sort of clicky. It's treated like
but even if I was killing it every night, I could even if I was killing it every night, I was myself being booked left and right like some comics do. Chicago comedy scene is very clicky.
Probably wouldn't notice by looking at me, but I'm a huge Trekkie. I'm sorry, that's an offensive slur. It's Trekker. I'm a huge Trekker. And recently, Star Trek Discovery's first season ended, and I canceled my CBS All Access account. Anyone ever cancels subscription to something and do whatever it takes to keep you aboard? Anyone had that problem?
And recently,
well, if you don't want to try to keep you aboard, when you try to cancel a subscription to something, all you have to say is, yeah, I'm going to jail for 2 months.
Takes to keep you aboard.
Anyone ask any questions?
Well, if you don't want them to try to keep you aboard, when you try to
I'm just curious.
Something,
Since we
all you have to
replaced
say is, yeah, I'm going to jail
a black
for 2
president
months.
with an orange president, does that mean orange is the new black?
Any president.
It was revealed before the election that Donald Trump found Paris Hilton attractive when she was 12. I don't know which is more disgusting. The fact that the president found Paul Hilton attractive, the fact that he found Paris Hilton attractive.
Donald Trump found Paris Hilton attractive.
Some say that Kellyanne Conway's having an affair with the president. Now I hate Donald, but I don't think that's true. This is why. Kellyanne Conway is 20 years younger than Donald. And that's way too old for him.
Having an affair with the president. Now I
you hear about that military parade the president wants to put on? You hear about that?
Kellyanne Conway is 1 year younger than Donald.
Anyone remember the good old days when presidents needed to prove their approval ratings? They just staged terror attacks.
You hear about that military parade the president wants to put on? Anyone hear about that? Military parade?
Yeah. Recently, I did a show in my home area of Great Lake County, Illinois, and I did a Trump joke, and it didn't go over so well. So just a note to you, comics: if you're in a Republican area, it might not be a good idea.
Recently, I did a show in my home area of Great Lake County, Illinois, and I did a Trump joke, and it didn't go over so well. So just a note to you, comics: if you're in a Republican area, it might not be a good idea to Trump jokes.
NBC keeps covering this Russia scandal, not as claim that Obama wiretap Trump Tower during the election. On that note, why don't they show
finally Donald asked why
NBC
keeps covering his Russia scandal and not his claim that Obama wiretapped Trump Tower.
I got punched in the face the other day.
On that note, why don't they show WWE?
I asked a woman if she was pregnant and she wasn't. So I said, you don't look fat. You just seem like the kind of woman who gets around.
I got punched in the face the other day.
No.
I asked a woman if she was pregnant and she wasn't.
I had a thing for this girl named Brianna. As a pickle line, I said, Brianna, that's a beautiful name. That was my name when I was in juvenile hall. Didn't work. I'm half Italian. Both my grandmas are Italian. I was a pickle line she never uses. You're my mom.
That was my name.
So I said, you're reminding of my grandma. I thought it would work. My grandma was hot in the 40s.
I'm half Italian, but I'll be the right woman. Italian. I was finally never used this. You're mine with my mom. So I said,
I've been on Tinder lately. I just got rid of my Tinder account because I felt like a real creep because I would constantly be matched with women who I know in person. Then I have to apologize to them in person and say I didn't.
I've been on Tinder lately. I just got rid of my Tinder account.
Being matched with someone you know on Tinder is like building a time machine out of a DeLorean, going back in time 30 years, realizing that I just made out with your person.
Say I didn't need anything creepy, so I got matched. Being matched with someone you know on Tinder is like building a time machine out of a DeLorean, going back in time 30 years, realizing you just made out with your mother.
Otherwise known as Mr. Rogers with attitude. Otherwise known as everything you ever were afraid of.
Otherwise known as the
I've taken some flack by going on the I used to call some bipolar Brian Johnson. I used to flack from that. I had a lot of people that I found out recently that I'm not completely bipolar, just partially got misdiagnosed. I took some flack from that. People said, you call yourself bipolar Brian Johnson? That's what bipolar Brian dated. Shut up. Woman didn't want to date me long before I started doing stand-up. Long before I started calling myself bipolar Brian Johnson. Not to mention I had a lot of bipolar people from Facebook, had bipolar the search engines and my name started up. So I became a hero to the mental illness community. I became the Harvey Milk of the mental illness community.
Not to mention I had a lot of bipolar people front request me on Facebook.
I used to work at Sam's Club, giving out the free samples for a company called Costmark. We had some weird Walmart customers, some homophobic Walmart customers. But right around the time the whole
I used to work at Sam's Club,
giving out the free samples for Nabisco caused a stink by gay photoshopping and gay bipolar on their website. And a coworker was doing Oreos and they had a very side for the 4th of July. And the customer asked, is this going to go to the gay soldiers? So ever since that, anytime I was doing a snack food item, I would say, try this new sausage links. Vroom, the politics stopped.
This is going to go to the gay soldiers.
I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna self-disclose the most awkward dream I ever had. It was anyone watch New Korea yet?
These new sausage links.
No. Well, I used to watch the old one on Bravo. It was on Bravo. The most awkward dream I ever had was that I was on Korea for a straight guy and made me wear lingerie.
I used to watch the old one on Bravo.
Brian Johnson, everybody, soon to be running the Terminally Ill open mic in Lake Villa. We're going to keep it
we have a returning comedian. I think this is her third time here. I'm so thankful she's here. She runs a weekly open mic here at Shakers 3160 North Clark on Monday. I believe the sign up is 6 p.m. 5:45, but you want to pre-sign up online. Her name is Sarah Manning, and she's going to strum it for us. 5:45, but you want to please sign up online.
Hey guys,
her name is Sarah Manning, and she's going to drum it for us.
Bottoms of the barrel experience. I know nervous tension is very high in these situations. I know it's kind of stressful for a lot of us. So I just wanted to start off with a group meditation to ease any tension that you guys
high in
have.
these
So
situations. I know it's kind of stressful for a
y'all
lot of
just
us.
relax.
So, I just wanted to start off with a group meditation
in your
to
bodies.
ease any tension that you guys may have. So,
Any tension, just relax. Your toes up to your head, to your fingers.
Tension in your bodies.
To your notebooks, put those down.
Take a deep breath.
Let it go.
Any tension throughout your toes up to your head, to your fingers.
Everything is connected.
Put those down. Just let it go.
Separation is an illusion. Any lack of laughter in this room doesn't mean that a joke wasn't funny. It just means that joke has escaped the confines of this room. And freed itself
that a joke wasn't
like a dove that found its way home.
It just means that joke has escaped the confines of the
Bombing is a construct of the troubled mind. There is no bombing. There is only freedom for that laughter that found its way
is a construct of the
somewhere else.
There is no bombing. There is only freedom for that laughter that found its way.
Let's nourish
somewhere else
ourselves
in the universe.
with a deep breath, deep cleansing breath. Everyone take a big inhale. Inhale. Now hold it.
Let's nourish ourselves with a deep breath.
Close your eyes and hold that breath.
Everyone take a big inhale. Inhale.
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
I said close your eyes. Hold your eyes. Hold it. Hold that breath, you guys. Hold it. Keep closing your eyes. It will ruin the experience if you open your eyes. Okay, alright. Now exhale. Exhale.
It will ruin the experience if you open your eyes.
Okay, open your eyes. Alright.
Okay, alright.
Well, I feel so much better. How about you guys? Okay, great. I'm feeling pretty good. You guys, I'm back out there in the dating
I feel
scene.
so much better. How about you
It's feeling pretty good. As a way to meet new people, I started a ski club for singles.
You guys, I'm
it's
back
called
out
Last
there in the
Resort.
dating scene. Feeling
Our
pretty
motto
good.
is we're all going downhill from here. So if anyone wants to join, you just let me know.
Yeah, it's called Last Resort.
I did finally muster up the courage to tell this hot guy at the tile store that I had a crush on him.
We'd really like
He was floored.
I did
Some
finally
puns are so bad they feel good, don't they? But dating, it's not always easy. I recently got ghosted. I did. It's the worst. I got ghosted. But it's okay. Because I got back
dating,
and my
it's
own
not always
special
easy.
way.
I recently got ghosted.
I ghosted him.
Oh. I did. It's the worst.
dead.
I got because I got back in it, and in my own special way, I don't see
you guys see doctors ever?
that.
Glad I got something for that. I actually saw my dentist recently, and they always ask you questions at the beginning of your appointment.
You guys see doctors
She asked
ever?
if there's any possibility of me being pregnant.
Glad I got something for that.
I said no.
I saw my
And she said
actually saw my
loser.
dentist recently.
It's okay. It's
if there's any
okay. I think
possibility
she's
of me
just
being
bitter
pregnant.
because they say that
I said
dentists have the highest
And she said
suicide
loser.
rate of any profession. Yeah. No. Yeah. Think about that next time you decide to skip the flossing. Right? Save a life. Save a life if you just use that shit out of your teeth, you guys. You really do it.
Think about that next time you decide to skip the
You guys,
flossing.
you guys ever have an unexpected visit from your parents? Do you guys have parents? Parents?
You guys
I
ever
recently
have
had a pretty traumatizing experience
an unexpected
because
visit from your
I
parents?
had an unexpected visit from
Do you
my
guys have
mom,
parents?
and it really shook me to the core. So I did what anyone would do.
Because I had
I wrote a
an
blue song
unexpected
about
visit
it.
from my mom, actually, and
It's called
it really shook me
Mom's
to the
Coming
core.
Over.
So I did what
This one's for
anyone
the soul.
would do, and I wrote a blues song about it.
No!
1, 2, 3.
It's called "Mom's Coming Over." This one's from your soul.
Mom's coming over. I just got the news today. She sent a text that said I'll be there at 20. Yes, how do I send this? Vacuum. Throw my PBR cans away. It smells like forced pregnancy scares in here. Get myself together just enough to convince her I'm a lady. Mom's coming over. Why did it have to be today? I just downloaded Bumble. I was ready to rumble. Wanted to go out and bring Kyle back to my place.
Why did it have to be today? I just downloaded
Take
Bumble.
my Chippendale's calendar down, replace it with that one she made me. The one with a picture of her and my dad when they were still married. Yeah, that one. Mom's coming over.
Take my
What do
Chippendale's
I do
calendar
with my
down,
grass?
replace it with
Put a
that
skull and
one she
crossbones
made
posted at
me.
my brownies.
The one with the picture of her and my dad when they're still
Dump out
married.
the bomb
Yeah,
water,
that
there's some flowers in
Mom's
there.
coming
Now
over.
it's a vase.
It's vintage.
Knock, 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 here she is. Let's see what she says about my ass. Sure enough, she looks me up and down, and she says, "You're getting fatter. Is something the matter, honey?" I told you I get paid a pizza to do my art. Sure enough, have you left your mind? And she says, "Doing what's it called, the grind. Is something the matter, honey?"
Told you I get
When people ask me if you're my doctor, I just break down and cry. It's now a good time to tell you I don't believe in God anymore.
When people ask me if you're my doctor, I just break down and cry.
Alright, thanks guys.
0 million. She does the open mic here at Shakers every Monday, 3160 North Clark. And it's called the Shaken Not Stirred Open Mic. And as you saw, she knew how to handle this mic stand. Give a round of applause for Sarah Manning, everybody. And for those listening at home, during the bit where she told us to close her eyes and inhale, she was going through people's pockets. I told you, woman, I live in Albany Park. I ain't turning no blind eye to her. Unless you're working the block at 2 o'clock in the morning, I know not to trust you.
I told you, woman.
God, I want to start seeing Vanity 6, 3 times 2 equals 6, but no one would get that joke. So, we're going to bring up our headliner. Are you ready?
Yeah! God, I want to start This man has waited the entire show. He's wearing a Johnny Cash t-shirt, the man in black, which all I know is that his Johnny Cash's wife, June Carter Cash, wrote Ring of Fire, which was later used in a porno called Some Girls Do. Give a round of applause for Michael Cooper!
Ring of Fire, which was later used in a porno called Some Girls Do.
Hey, so I need y'all to help me understand something about myself. Help me answer a question about myself that I can't find the answer to myself. And that is this.
I need y'all to help
At
me
what point
understand
in the
something
last
about
year
myself.
was I supposed to go from saying that I was in between
That I can't
jobs
find the answer to myself.
to saying stuff
And
like,
that is this.
yeah, that one
At
teacher,
what point
they
in
were
the
right,
last
man.
year was I supposed to go from saying that I was
I
in
should have
between
studied me
jobs
some mathematics.
to saying stuff like, yeah,
I owe my girlfriend 2 months
They
of
were
rent
right, man.
plus utilities, plus
I should have
incidentals,
studied me some mathematics.
plus groceries. Y'all ever tried to sleep next
I
to
owe my
somebody you owe
girlfriend
$2,000
rent
to?
Plus incidentals.
It doesn't matter how sweet she is about
Plus
it.
groceries.
The problem is
Y'all
that
ever tried to
when she
sleep
wakes
next to
up in the
somebody who
morning,
owed $2,000?
she thinks that I slept.
It doesn't matter how sweet she is about it.
No, thank
The problem
you.
is that
I'll wait
when
till you go to
she wakes
work
up in the
because I
morning,
got the whole
she
day.
thinks that I slept.
Things have been,
No, thank
things
you.
are what they are, but it's
I'll
cool.
wait
You know,
till
this is why I
you
moved
go
to
to work,
Chicago. It's hard to
because I got
find a
the
job back
whole
home.
day.
And I like Chicago all right, you know. I miss Alabama a lot, but I like
Things
Chicago.
have been,
Kind of a weird
things are
city
what
though
they are, but it's
sometimes.
cool. You know, this is
I've
why
had
I
20-minute
Chicago
conversations with
first
folks
back home.
sounding like
And,
I do
like
the whole
Chicago all
time.
right, you know, I miss Alabama
And at the end,
a
they
lot,
look
but I
me in
like
the eyes and
Chicago.
they go, so,
Kind of a weird city though sometimes.
Originally?
I've had 20-minute conversations with folks.
is that just how Midwesterners say, hey man, you know you sound like the bad guy in all the historically accurate movies? Just say what
Is
you're
that just
thinking.
how
You know?
Midwesterners say, hey man, you know you sound
So
like
they'll give
the
you
bad
another
guy
example. When they
in
weren't
all the
saying what they were
historically
thinking.
accurate movies?
When I first moved here, I asked some directions, and the person told me in parting, they said, by the way, welcome to the city of neighborhoods.
So they'll give you another example.
And I
when they
thought
weren't
that's so
saying what they were
sweet.
thinking.
But then I realized that's just how white people in Chicago say, don't worry, newcomer, the black people only live here, 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 and here. East of here,
And I
and
thought
north
that's
of here,
so sweet.
you'll be okay.
But then I realized that's just how white people in Chicago say, don't worry,
I get
newcomer,
it,
the
though.
black people only live here,
Like,
here, here, and here. Just stay east
You know.
of here and north of here. You'll be
I get
okay.
it.
It's all
Nobody
right.
wants to talk about who they really are. You know, my brother's actually a cop back
I
home in
get it,
Alabama.
though. Like,
And that's a sentence that makes the room a little weird.
you know, I get it.
He was going to come up here to do it, but they wouldn't hire him. They said he didn't have enough video editing experience.
He was going to come up here to do it, but they wouldn't hire him. They said he didn't have
I'm
enough
glad
video
some of
editing
y'all like that
experience.
joke, because I get it. I put that on my Facebook, and he didn't press the like button.
I'm glad some
He
of y'all
didn't
like
use
that
the
joke.
angry react. He didn't even write a long, drawn-out comment. He
I
didn't
put
even
that on
type
my
something
Facebook.
racist in. You know what he
And
typed
he
in?
didn't press the like button.
He typed in the word
He didn't use
acknowledge.
the angry react.
Ooh.
He didn't even write a long, drawn-out comment.
And I think
He
what
didn't
that
even type
means,
something racist
what that
in.
translates
You know what
to
he
is
typed in?
maybe do Christmas
He
in
typed in the
Chicago.
word acknowledge.
Here, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those are here occasions.
And I think what that means, what that
It did lead
translates
to
is,
a telephone
maybe
conversation.
Christmas in Chicago.
You know, about the roots of white supremacy, and that was an argument. And so that led to us researching our family
It did lead
history.
to a telephone
And if you're a white guy from the deep
conversation.
south, you shouldn't look at your
you know,
family
about the
history.
roots of white supremacy, and that was an argument.
Found
And
out my
so
great-grandfather
that
was
led to us
also a
researching
cop.
our family history. And if
During
you're a
the
white
Civil
guy
Rights
from the
Movement.
deep south, You shouldn't look at your family.
I want to be fair to him, though. We can't lose nuance to
My
history.
great-grandfather was also
at the time, those meetings out in the woods,
during the Civil
they weren't
Rights
called Klan rallies. They were just called
I want to be
church.
fair to him, though.
You know, like future generations of white people in Chicago will say, well, at the time it wasn't called segregation, it was a city of neighborhoods.
They were just called church. You know, like future generations of white people in Chicago will say, well, at the time it wasn't
Y'all think
called
Christians in
segregation,
Flint,
it was a
Michigan
city
still
of
do baptisms?
Do y'all think Christians in Flint, Michigan still
I'm
do
not
baptisms?
a big religious person, even though I have a very religious accent. But that's really faith, man. If you let yourself be baptized in Flint, Michigan,
even though I have a very
you get to pass one bill, okay? One bill.
That's really faith.
But what's the pitch? You know, what's the barker in front of that church saying? Come on in, Lost Sinner. Wash away your sins in a pool of
one bill.
Our collective sins.
But what's the pitch? You know, what's the barker in front of that church saying? Come on
I
in,
need a
Lost
job.
Sinner. Wash away your sins.
I had to get out of my head, man, because that's the stuff that bounces around in there. You know? Like, the other day, I drew a picture of what I
had to get out of my head, man, because that's
hard
stuff that
drive
bounces
looks like.
around in there. You know? Like, the other day, I drew a picture of what I think
of what
a hoarder's
their temporary internet files look like. Then my girlfriend found the picture of what I think a hoarder's temporary internet files look like.
Their temporary
Then I had to
files.
explain that I'm not actually into that stuff.
Then my girlfriend
That's the
found
hoarder that I made
picture
up in my mind.
of what I think the hoarder's temporary internet files look like. Then I had to
Not as bad
explain
as
that
last
I'm
time
not
I was in
actually
between
into that
jobs.
stuff.
Last time around, I was driving for Uber full time and living in my car. Now the problem is everyone wants to make small talk.
Between jobs, though.
How's your night going?
Last time around,
It's okay.
I was driving for Uber.
What neighborhood you stay in? Oh, you're one of those.
Now the problem is everyone wants to make small talk.
Wasn't all bad though. Sometimes I'd pick up college students.
What
They'd
neighborhood
be a
you
little
stay in?
snarky to me.
Oh, you're one of those.
So what I'd do is I'd always ask them what they were studying. Then no matter what, I told them that I studied the same
Wasn't all
thing.
bad though. They'd be a little snarky to me.
You have not
So what I do is I always
lived
ask them what
till
they
you've
studied.
watched a 19-year-old
No
ruin
matter
their
what,
lives
I studied.
because you lied one time. What's that, mechanical engineering?
You watched a 19-year-old
Me too.
ruin their lives because
I
you
start
lied
making
to
up
them.
words to try to gain credibility. Then they'd call me out there and go, Mister, I don't know what any of those words mean. Oh, I'm sorry.
Me too.
I forgot.
I start making up words to try to gain credibility. Then they'd call me out there and go, Mister, I don't know what any of those words mean. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.